Good evening, transporters. Do you know someone who needs some real hot shot help? This is Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, welcome back, you guys. Auto Transport Intel, Tuesday Nights Live. It is, it's rapidly becoming my favorite part of the week. And so I really appreciate you guys joining me again, 8 o'clock every Tuesday night, Central Time, that is. So on the Eastern Coast, 9 o'clock. And so if it's your first time here, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. I just want to mention I'm here every Tuesday night, live on YouTube, talking about all things car hauling. We talk about dispatching, negotiating with brokers, talking to shippers. We talk about equipment, know your numbers, cost per mile, all the information. This is Auto Transport Intel, where car haulers work together. So thank you guys so much for joining me again. So the rundown is, so I've done the welcome. You saw the car hauler. I told you what this channel is. And again, if you're new, I really do appreciate you coming in. I know your time is precious, so I do want to tell you that I'm going to go ahead and say hello to the live chat. Ooh, it's 8:03. Nailed it. Okay, I'm going to say hello to the live chat because I appreciate everybody coming in and saying hello and joining me and spending their time with me and contributing information. So I really appreciate that. I'm going to talk to everybody. And then after that, we're going to go into industry news, which is memes and information I get off of Facebook and crazy rates and stuff you send me and all that kind of cool stuff. So we're going to do that. I'm going to spend just a couple minutes on consultations and merch. I don't want to bore you too much with that, but if you are interested in getting some Auto Transport Intel gear, you can do that. And then we're going to move into the discussion topics. Now, I got quite a lineup again tonight. It's like a 3-hour show. So we're going to talk to Devvon first at about 8:30, and he passed his CDL. First time failed it, second time passed it. Wants to give words of encouragement, and he's going to talk about his hotshot setup. At an hour, we're going to talk to PJ of PJC Freight Haulers LLC, and he's going to tell us more about what's going on over there. He's got a dispatch company, and so if you need hotshot dispatching, man, he's got quite a company going. So we're going to learn from him about hotshot dispatching. And then at about an hour and a half into the show, we're going to talk to Grant Expeditious Haulerz. He's on Instagram. He found me on Instagram, and he's going to talk about his hotshot setup and some of the challenges he's dealing with. And then finally, at the 2-hour mark, we're going to talk to Ty at Car Transport Services. He's actually my partner in Auto Transport Business Coaching. We're going to talk about a coaching session we had last night. It was off the hook. Oh my gosh, it was so incredible. So we're going to share information about that, and Ty is going to offer some hotshot help to round out the show. So it's going to be a great show. I'm really excited about it, and that is why it's called Hotshot Help. Let's show the graphic. Did you guys see the graphic already? I didn't do a Facebook post. I actually was kind of scrambling a little. Sometimes it gets a little hectic in the show creation, and today was kind of like that, so I didn't get the Facebook post done. And actually, one of the things that happened is next Tuesday, one of my guests was unable to make it. He ran into a snag with his schedule, because that's the reality on the road. I mean, you know, if I can't predict a show, how are you going to predict everything on your ELD? So he just couldn't make it tonight, but Andy will join us next week. And we're going to do like business coaching next week. And so that's going to be great too. So let's go into the live chat, say hello. Let's see who we got here. I'm always excited to see who's able to show up, because I mean, we can't all make it every Tuesday. I don't have any kind of prerequisites. The one and only is with us. Hello, welcome back to the show. The one and only man, always here. Really appreciate it. Much love, part of the core. I really appreciate it, man. Never too early, dude. Never too early. So. And Mike Niekoff is here with us, and coming from East West Express Hauling, also throwing down the dispatch knowledge. In fact, I just got another message from Mike in Texas, got hooked up with East West Express Hauling, very satisfied. So good job, Mike. Another satisfied customer, which is pretty consistent for East West Express dispatch. East-West Express Hauling Dispatch Services. All right, and Silvermint is with us. Welcome back, Silvermint. I appreciate you coming back in. I want to say broker. Can't remember. But everyone's welcome here. Carriers, brokers, shippers, tyrants, dictators. I'm kidding. No, really, this show is for everybody, and I try to keep it that way. And if I say something that offends you or makes you, irritated with me, let me know, man. Maybe I was passionate in the moment, and surely I must be wrong. So, Sylvia Amos is back with us here. How are you and Chris doing? Welcome back to the show. Serge the Car Hauler, hello from the 99th floor of the Stairmaster. Cool, man. Sounds interesting. You know, Serge is on YouTube, and he's got a trucking vlog, and he's got an interesting, he's always got something interesting. I don't know if he's going to be in the water or on the top of a Stairmaster in a truck stop. You never know where he's going to be. So thanks for checking in, Serge. Trucking Answers is with us. Hoosier hellos from Indiana. You know, Mark at Trucking Answers and I now have Trucking Business Freedom, a monthly trucking show. And our next episode, we're going to be live November 16th, I think it is. We're going to do this on a Friday around 1 o'clock once a month. And so get your news stories together, because we definitely are going to talk about top news and just kind of recapping what's going on. Ernest Martin is with us. Welcome back to the show, Ernest. I appreciate you coming back. Awesome seeing you in here. Bulldog Transport, yeah, the Bulldog's in the house. And the Crypto Car Hauler, hello from Colorado. Awesome, man. So the Crypto Car Hauler is now live. He's on YouTube. Check out the Crypto Car Hauler, and he's going to teach us how to use cryptocurrency to stay, to use cryptocurrency in our daily travels, right? Instead, you don't need that paper money and those coins. Who's going to using that anyways? And then why use cards? Why risk the hacking, right? Go with cryptocurrency. Serge the Car Hauler, yesterday I parked behind a LA Fitness next to a no truck parking sign, walked in asking for a day pass. The lady said it will close in 40 minutes, so she let me work out and shower for free. Man, Serge, always, making it happen, dude. That is now that is a trucking story, right? DispatchMonkey.com. Hey, what's up, Dispatch Monkey? Watching your great show always. You rock, man. Thanks for checking in, Moozy. I appreciate that. Always good to hear from you. And Grant is checking in. Hello from the Poconos and PA. He's going to be on the show. We got MacArthur Sharky. Hey, M. Sharky with Shark Transport. Welcome to the show, Sharky. I think it's your first time. I appreciate you saying hello, checking in, checking out the show. The show's growing, and I'm really excited about that. And it's verifiably growing. You can check socialblade.com. My numbers are going up faster than before. And I was updating LinkedIn today, and I've been reading more about how to improve on Instagram. So already, I love what's happening with YouTube and Facebook. I want to up the game on Instagram, get back into LinkedIn. Social media is amazing for this kind of stuff. In fact, did you guys see on Facebook that there's now like a watch. I know I saw it before, but I guess I didn't click on it. It encouraged me to click on it, and it has kind of a YouTube home video screen. And I'll tell you what I saw. I saw the beginning of something. I mean, they're gonna build their video presence, but right now it kind of looks like YouTube did, you know, back in the I don't know, back in the days, back in the old days. I don't want to say back in the old days, but I can tell there's future improvement. It looks like some of the load boards that I know. I do love memes. If you have a great meme, send me a meme. We're gonna go into some memes here in a second. Oh yeah, I love a good meme. I see like groups say no memes. Dude, memes welcome here, man. Send me your memes. I love memes. They're funny, dude. Hey Jay, I'm new to car hauling, but I'm a dispatcher with freight. I asked a question last week, but the YouTube service went down. Yeah, YouTube went down. That was crazy. Where can I find car hauler driver besides... Oh, where can I find car hauler drivers besides Central Dispatch? So it's interesting. You know what? I need more dispatcher referrals. Okay, I'm getting more and more car haulers needing dispatchers. If you're a dispatcher, send me your information. I've got drivers. I'm going to refer to you. It's great. It's great what's happening. I'm going to build an ad, and I have a referral program, so let's do it, man. If you have, and you can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Listen to me. I'm getting excited. I got to drink my Kool-Aid. You guys know why I drink the Kool-Aid? Well, I drink the Kool-Aid. Number one, I drink the Kool-Aid because businesses want you to drink their Kool-Aid, and boy, do they get upset if you don't drink their Kool-Aid. So I figured I'm just going to be part of the business. I'm just going to drink my Kool-Aid. And then I get pretty upset and passionate about ELDs, which is why I've got, oh, you know what? Oh, you can't see it. Let's put them here. Here you go. There we go. Okay, wait, let's move them over. You know, I'm very into the background. We got ELD Skull over here. So, you know, happy Halloween. ELD. Great show, always learning. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, Mike, it's awesome. I love hearing that. Sylvia, where's my pizza? Yeah, Sylvia. We try. That's right. We got a smiley face. Just a lurker. Hey, you know what? Lurking is good. That's good, man. Thank you for lurking. I need a bumper sticker. Thank you for lurking. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hey, what's up, Whoop? Welcome back to the show, man. Where to start as a dispatcher? Well, hey, Salam. Welcome to the show, man. Email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, don't be shy. And what you can do, here's what I want to say. If you're getting into dispatching, watch my car hauling dispatcher training series, 3-part series. Please check that out. And then if you think that you're ready to really take on new drivers, veteran drivers, whatever, 3-car, 6-car, 9-car, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Get on my referral program. Let's make it happen. Hey, what's up, Stan at Carshipio? All right, man. Welcome back to the show, dude. I appreciate everybody coming in. If I haven't talked to you in a while, but I see you in the show, I love that. I love hearing that you're coming back every Tuesday night. I'm coming back. I'm going to be here every Tuesday night, man. Dude, I know what I'm doing next Tuesday night. Do you? Okay. And how, please, if you can help? Well, send me an email, and maybe we set up a consultation. You know, we do the transport coaching, but if you want a one-on-one dispatch consultation, let's set that up. Let's see here. William Perez, hello from Dallas. What's up? What's up, William? Thanks for saying hello, man. DP Dispatch came in late. Oh, no, that's fine, dude. We got people coming and going all night long. It's like a coffee house. Except instead of a piece guitarist, we got, you know, trucker info. It's pretty similar. I got my phones buzzing, my Facebook's going off. We dispatch 24/7 to get money for our drivers. Oh, wow, okay. That's pretty cool. And there's a text number. There you go. So there's your information. So let's get to the industry news. How am I doing? I'm 5 minutes late. Typical. Just like a dispatcher. All right, that's okay. We're going to forgive him this time. Okay, let's see here. Where are we? Not that. Okay. We're going to go in our industry news folder. Oh, there we go. How we doing? kind of show is this, honey? All right. You know what's interesting? I think the background changed. I think it used to be black, and now it's white. Is that different? Settings. I wonder if I can change the settings. You're not supposed to do this live. Oh, here we go. Dark. Man, that's weird. That just updated. It used to be black, and now it's white. That's what threw me off when I pulled up the logo. We're still going to do the industry news. You can't stop this freight train. You might change the background, but you can't change, I don't know. You can take a trailer park out of a, okay. All right, well, you can't read industry news, so who cares? We're going to get rid of that, and we'll just have to fix it. We'll get rid of the logo. Let's just get rid of everything. All right, truckers drive much more than freight. They drive the economy. Hey, who watches Trucking Authority with Kenny Long? He's on a couple hours ago. He was live, and he was totally talking about this. So was Roman from Dispatch Garage. The message of the day is, and it really should be every day. Hey, I just sent off an email to was it Travis at Landline Magazine. Everybody's saying that same thing. Do you guys realize what truckers do? I mean, I know you guys do, but I'm talking to car shippers. You guys realize what's going on? So when we see that car for $75, get out of here. It's a car, man. You guys realize truckers make the economy move. All right, here we see one of the most destructive forces on Earth, capable of being unbelievable in damage in the blink of an eye. Oh, and there's the lightning. So respect the truck, man. Does this trailer make... Honey, does this trailer make my... You know, I keep it clean. I'm sorry. I try to leave out the words. I never know what part of the video YouTube's going to look at, so I try to keep it clean. But you don't have to keep it so clean. Come on. Name a truck mod people think is cool, but really isn't. I'm actually curious. Can you guys name a truck mod that people think is cool, but really isn't? I'm going to go with truck nuts. There, I said it. When your dispatcher got a... And you think... Oh, wow. Look at that. He just drove into the place. Yeah, I'm here to pick up my gate pass. When a driver asks for detention pay. Yeah. That's what it feels like. In fact, that's your, that should be your, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to get hacking on brokers. It's too early to hack on brokers. Come on, Jay. When the DOT officer have been behind you the past 5 miles. That's pretty much how it feels. I mean, don't you hate it? Man, as soon as you see him get behind you, you're like, oh, come on. This is why road work takes forever to complete. That's hilarious. It's a pretty good one. I like that meme. Like a boss 10 minutes later. It's funny, I'd seen that top picture before. And yeah, that is the same guy. What is he doing? Come on, man. There's not a better way? Lay's potato chip truck blows over on the highway, and it wouldn't happen if they filled up the bags. Come on, anybody who eats potato chips knows that's pretty funny. What does it mean when the teapot light comes on? That is a good question. Because, what does the teapot mean? Tea's ready? Alright. That's awesome. That should just be, that should be an option. They should just, that should be a standard option. Well done, Kenworth. It ain't easy, but it's fucking worth it. That is awesome, man. I love Scottish jokes. Oh, you made it, PJ. Cool. Thanks for checking in, man. Andy's checking in. What's up, Andy? Hey, Philly Hotshot Trucking, man. Thanks for checking in, Philly. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. This is a hotshot show, so I think you'll like it. I think Dispatch Monkey gonna help you out. That's awesome. Great, man. It's PG-13, I know. Even kids. Well, we've had a couple kids in here. So, kids can watch this show. Man. Kids at home, don't try that. Never, ever try that. That is intense. Why so many mattresses? Oh, wow. Look, I got a Facebook notification. Whew. Man, really, seriously, dude? If you've got that many mattresses in your house, you can't like get a U-Haul? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. That's weird. Now that is dude. Really, dude? Golly. And what? He's already ripped his bumper off before, right? Oh yeah, Andy, I got the tiny house. It's coming up, man. Thanks for sending that. Listen, if you guys want to see, if you see industry news that should be up here, send it to me because I want to share it. I want to see it too. That's awesome. Yeah. So Andy's tiny house is coming up. Now this is, man, really, man? You're going to load that? That's your strap job? That's your strap job. That's your paperwork, as she says in the transport guy. Man, I'm telling you. I mean, just, I don't know. At least drill a piece of wood in back here. I don't know, man. Really? Dang, dude. I don't even drive, and I know that. Yes, sir. This car is not going anywhere, sir. Really? Yeah, that's... What is... Is that hooked to the... Did he hook that to the top? Oh my gosh. That can't be... That's ridiculous. Where is that? Wow. Okay. Attention drivers, before you leave, is the forklift operator out of your trailer? Now, I think that's more of a bump and docks question, but that is pretty funny. And I like that they've got a sign. And you know they got a sign because, like, you know, cut to, like, forklift drivers sitting in the forklift going down the road, like, knocking on the, like, calling on a, yeah, hey, yeah, I'm still in the truck. Yeah, no, he left? Okay. All right, can we get a sign made? Okay, thanks. And there's the truck with the forklift driver in it. Oh, shoot. You also got the, oh, well, yeah, you know, some things I'm not sure how to share. Like, if it's kind of mean and nasty, I'm not sure what to do with it. Like this one here, man. This one's, like, you know why I share this one? I share this one because, like, brokers got to know that this could happen to the carrier. So, like, don't give such a low rate that, like, you know what I'm saying? What am I trying to say? Drivers are putting their lives at risk when they do their job. So can we give them a little extra money? Can we get some extra chicken nuggets? Maybe a Happy Meal toy, at least? I'm just asking. I'm just a dispatcher. You know, I don't really know. I mean, yeah, you know, the cab could blow to a million pieces. So can we get to like 36 cents a mile from that 34 cents a mile? Just maybe. Can we just get that extra 2 cents a mile? I mean, I hate to cut into your business. I really, you know, I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's why I share these, like, terrible pictures. Because, like, you know, drivers are risking their lives at this job. What's the worst that could happen as a broker? Hangnail? I'm just saying, man. Whoever is picking this dealer's vehicles up over 10 in the last 2 weeks from the same dealer. You know the dealer says that. Well, I get it moved every week. You are killing the rates on this lane, but hey, 34 cents a mile is good money. Do us all a favor and find another profession. Yeah, here you go. I got a profession for you. It's called parking in the trees. I can't believe I just said that. That is crazy. But did you see that? Come on. Where's Maysville? Maysville. Where's Maysville? I'm just saying, this is no crack at Maysville, but listen, man, it's not even metropolitan. If it's not near anything, it's got to pay more than 34 cents a mile. I realize it's COD and easy peasy and sweet old lady, I get it. But dude, come on, it's not even breaking even. And it's probably not even 2 cars, it's probably 2 monster trucks. Yeah, speaking of, 2013 Chevy box truck. $200. Needs a flatbed. Dude, it's a box truck. It pays $200? I wouldn't drive it for $200. Well, maybe in my 20s, you know. when I was interning for free in Hollywood. Maybe then I would do that. But come on, man. We're not a bunch of interns. Sheesh. This one's great. Thanks, Andy, for sending in the custom tiny house. Get out of here. Phoenix to LA 2018 custom tiny house. Why not? I mean, you can post anything on Central Dispatch. Do it. Have you guys seen that, what's that guy's name? He's like, just do it. God, it's hilarious. They need to value the work. They do need to value the work. Somebody needs to value this work. Hey, what's up, Miguel? Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the show. Salam. Hey, what's up, Salam? Welcome back to the show. Yeah, Copart is definitely at its finest all the time. In fact, that should be their motto, Copart. At its finest all the time. Hey, did you know you can, this was sent to me, somebody was, oh, this was Facebook. This is somebody's list of brokers that they've blocked. That's pretty funny. I thought I'd share it. It's not a bad list. I mean, I didn't do it. Hey, man, this isn't my list. I'm just sharing it. It's pretty interesting. Hey, whenever you have a hot load and the phones blow up. That's right. And that's our goal. That's why this is the last industry news piece. Ooh, 827. That's not bad. Because your goal is to get your lines to blow up on your phone because you're in high demand. And that's why tonight's show we are going to bring in the Hotshot help. Hotshot help is here. Hopefully. Hopefully it is. I got 4 interviews tonight. And everyone ties into bringing help to your hotshot business. You know, that's the thing. I get emails every day, and I got them on the blog post too. Whether they come to me directly or get posted on the blog or in the comments on the video. You know, you can comment in the videos. I get you know, questions. You know, what kind of truck should I get? What kind of trailer should I get? I heard I can make a lot of money getting into car hauling. Do I need a dispatcher? You know, what's a good rate? Where's a good area? What kind, you know, what are the best kinds of pickup and delivery locations? So many great questions. And that's why, and I can't do, I literally cannot do all the coaching by myself. That's why last week we talked about car hauler boot camp. That was a pretty popular show. And I'll tell you what, I talked to several people that are really interested in contributing to that idea and becoming car hauling professors. So in the spirit of that, this show is about hotshot help, and we're going to talk to, oh, we got to do my support packages. Man, it's 8:28. You nailed it. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so we got the CTS Gate Pass. Okay, so what's happened? The Gate Pass has been updated to the CTS Gate Pass. So now if you are looking for auto transport business coaching, it's $100 an hour for me and Ty. And actually what's cool is you're going to want to stick around. In this show, you're going to hear from Ty. I don't think I've had Ty on the show live before. We've been working on putting this together. But he is the 4th interview, so you're going to want to stick around, where we do the auto transport business coaching. And he, man, he throws down serious knowledge about trucks and trailers. You know, I got the dispatching covered and the industry knowledge, and together we do the business coaching. That's the Gate Pass. But if you're a greenhorn, you want to talk about the auto transport industry in general, trucking in general, give me a call. We'll talk. Man, I'll spend an hour and a half with you. And I've had several of these where, you know, I don't even watch the clock. We just talk and talk. Man, there's so much information. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about in the industry, because as you know, as we start to dig, man, there is so much to know about trucking, transport, and business. Now, of course, you can get the mix, because we all love a good mix. And I appreciate that broker advertising my t-shirt, my mix t-shirt. I really do appreciate it. This is the back. This shirt is so bright the screen goes dark when I bring it out. So for the mix for $150, listen, I know it's expensive. It's too much. It's really too much. But you're going to get a shirt, and I'm going to give you some business cards, and you are going to help support this channel. This channel is growing. I still need more help to make it grow faster, but I'm doing the best I can. You know, I'm on a dispatcher salary, which, whew, Man, okay, so we don't even want to know. Okay, so then there's the VIP. That's $200. I'll also throw in with the t-shirt, you're going to get a fancy schmancy mug, the Auto Transport Intel mug. So if you have a desk job, you work at the desk, let's get that back into position there. If you sit at a desk like I do and you drink coffee all morning like I do, sweating bullets hoping you can make any money and that you can actually get this car like I do, then you will love having the mug, having the t-shirts, and I'll bring you on a future show. And listen, if you're in the KC area, we'll do barbecue. Let's make a video. So we can do that too. All right, and by the way, question of the day, semi or dually? Now this is a long-standing question. I mean, this is an age-old question. This question's so old. This is like Moses on the Mount with the Old Testament. Semi versus dually. I mean, this is like Dead Sea Scrolls question. People have been asking this forever. There is no hard answer to this. It really depends on what do you want to do. So we're going to actually get the answer to the question of the day. We are going to get that answer, but I think Ty has the best answer. Again, you're going to want to make it to the 2-hour mark. So strap in, get your popcorn, get your Kool-Aid, because Auto Transport Intel is about to begin. Speaking of, let's go ahead and roll while we cook up our first question. I mean, our first interview. Let's go ahead and do our first roll in here.
What's going on, Jay? That's Jay, right? And we should mention that's Jay from Auto Transport Intel. Jay runs a live show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. You should check it out. Jay does everything car hauling. That stuff I don't know anything about, but Jay knows everything about it. So if you want to haul cars, that seems like it'd be interesting. Hauling all these different kind of cars like Ferraris and probably a bunch of used cars from auto auctions. Whatever it is, whatever makes the money, go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube. I'm there too, right? Watching the show. So it's pretty fascinating. 2-3 hours. He brings industry experts in and everything, right? So love it.
And oh, wow. See, thanks. Dude, that was amazing. That's amazing. Hey, how you doing, Devvon?
Good.
Hey, welcome to the show. Listen, this is funny. Is that now? Wait a second. Let me do this. I just had and then I just had some tunnel audio. And I tell you what. What's cool is my audio's back. Yeah, the sound got out after the clip. Yeah. Oh, but I still look cute. Oh, Devvon. This show, you know what? When we're live, anything can happen. Right?
Hey, how you doing, Devvon?
Okay. So, speaking of, do me a favor, will you turn down the audio on the sound on the show?
Yep.
All right, cool. So, since I was quiet there for a second, and I only lost, it looks like I only lost a couple viewers. That's okay. I was just saying this is that I'm practicing doing the video roll-ins, and I just actually learned something. That's why I'm doing some of this practice, and that is that I've been talking to some advertisers and sponsors about joining this channel, and I'm not sure what's going to happen when, but so I'm practicing with running some video ads in between my phone calls, and look, I just had a mistake. So what if I'd had a mistake with an advertiser on the hook? That would have been bad, right?
That would have been bad.
And it's just like in hotshot hauling, you got to learn the hard way on the job, right?
Yes, you do.
So listen, Devvon, welcome to the show. Tell me more about what's going on with your business. What do you do?
Well, I'm retiring from the military, and I decided, I'm a medical guy, and I'm retiring from the military, and I decided to own and operate my own trucking company. And everybody thinks I'm crazy.
All right. What else do they say? I understand where you're coming from. What's really interesting is, this is a good reminder of that, the stuff that we know seems boring to us because we know it. But really, I know there's people watching right now. There's somebody watching right now thinking, I'm kind of in Devvon's position. I'm making a career transition. People tell me I'm crazy, but I really want to do this. Right?
Absolutely. I think a lot of related to this topic is like social expectations. It's just not a smooth transition for other people, but other people don't live my life.
Right. That's right. Other people don't live your life. You do. It's your life.
Exactly.
How do you...
Go ahead.
No, please, you keep going.
No, so you just have to do things that are within your area of interest, and it's something that I've always wanted to try. One of the most fascinating things for me, I worked for the government for 23 years, so one of the most fascinating things for me is like the opposite of government, which is the free market. And I really wanted to test myself in that environment.
And, well, this is one heck of a free market right here. This is capitalism at its finest.
Oh, it is.
And it's the American dream because you get to see the country and own your own business.
Absolutely.
That's what's amazing.
Without a doubt.
That's one of the really interesting parts of trucking is when I get to see... When I see people sharing on social media, which is a great use of social media, and I see people sharing on social media where they are, what they're doing, I like looking at the what people are cooking in their trucks.
It's one, you gotta eat well, healthy choices as a trucker, or else you'll be as big as a
house. Well, right, and that actually. I think driver health is a topic that gets kind of glossed over a lot, even though, and I was just reading an article, I think it was in Landline magazine, or it was Transport Topics, but anyways, just that there's so much emphasis on driver regulation, yet we don't focus on other really important topics like driver health.
I see some YouTube videos on high blood pressure, putting people, they lose their medical card qualification.
Right.
Just because of high blood pressure.
Well, and you've got to have, you have to have your medical card. That is like, so I wrote, I don't know if you've ever seen this, and maybe this is a good time to bring it up, but I've got a 20 steps to car hauling blog post, and I list step 2 as you got to have your medical card. It's so essential to the process. It's step 2. You got to be healthy. If you're not healthy, you might have to re-strategize your whole situation.
Yeah, truckers are dying early. I think the average age of a dedicated trucker is about 54 years old, which is just insanely crazy to me. In my other career, I did a lot of preventative. I'm a mental health guy, but I worked with a lot of preventive mental health teams, and so it's an area of interest for me. One of my specialties is helping people get to sleep and stay asleep without drugs.
You know what? It's amazing. I sleep terribly. and I don't do sleeping pills. I did that like once. I hated it. I felt awful the next day. I couldn't think. It was terrible. So I mean, it's amazing. Sleep, dude. That's a whole. You could do a whole YouTube channel on sleep.
Yeah, I was just telling my viewers that you have to get the gab. I could figure out a diagnosis for you.
Okay, that'd be awesome. What do I need to do? You got my email address?
I do. Great.
Yeah, get me started. I sleep terribly, but not every night. I sleep. It's unpredictable, and I don't know I really don't know what the pattern is. Sometimes I'm tired and I just sleep terrible. I do know that I can't have caffeine after 4 o'clock. At least I figured that out. I
don't think you need caffeine at all.
See, well, there you go. See, there you go. Now I'm really learning something, because if I cut caffeine out of my life, I probably have to quit dispatching.
Oh wow,
yeah. I mean, that's crazy, and I can't be serious, but I drink coffee all day, and so I mean, I can't imagine I can't be without my coffee, man. Maybe I can. I drink water.
Water's good.
Water's good. All right, so listen, man. So one of the things, I saw you were talking about, I think it was on Facebook. Didn't I read a Facebook post and you were talking about CDL and you passed your test?
Well, first I was talking about how I failed it.
Oh, man. So
yeah.
So start us off there. What happened? What's going on? How did you study? Where'd you test? What did you test on?
Yeah, so it was, I think it was the last Tuesday or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I took my pre-trip, past pre-trip, and it was in Anthony, Texas, which is right outside of El Paso, right between El Paso and New Mexico, which is right next to Mexico. But anyway, I took my test out there and took pre-trip, passed pre-trip, passed maneuvers. I hadn't touched the truck in about 2.5 weeks. And then we jumped in the truck to do the road test. And about 3/4 of the way through, this isn't a hot shot. So I took my test in a tractor and a 53-foot trailer. So I didn't take it in my own equipment, which is hot shot equipment. And people were asking that question. But anyway,
yeah, I hit
a curb, man.
Oh no.
Yeah. And as you know, that's an automatic fail. So I got to take it a week later. I thought the course was tougher. I thought they had more turns in it. It was a different course by a third-party tester, and I passed. And one of the comments, I think I found out about you on the post where I passed it, I believe. And then you asked me if I wanted to do an interview. But, the moral of the story, I think, for me at least, is it's a tough test. It's not an easy test. And what I found out is that a lot of people fail it the first time. They fail different aspects of it, but it's a very challenging test. So, I was happy that I only had to complete the road test, but at the same time, I was pretty disappointed because in my business, in the truck business, time is money, man, and weight is money. So not being able to carry an extra 5,000 pounds on my trailer axles was kind of a big deal.
It's interesting you say that because in the kind of the big questions, do I need a CDL comes up. That's got to be in the top 10. And frankly, I'd say yes. If you're gonna be a driver long term, unless you're just a part term, and I know there are drivers that don't ever plan to get a CDL. They make plenty of money. They're doing great. Anything is possible. But I think that's the exception. I think in general, especially because of what you're talking about. I mean, it's going to cut into your revenue, and it can in a big way. Plus, if you're overweight and you get stopped, I mean, it's not something you want to face. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think in any industry, the top certification, if you have that, or the basic certification level, I think it's the mark of a professional. I don't think you have to be. I think you could have the knowledge and the skills without having a CDL, but for insurance purposes and for weight purposes, you're gonna have to have that to drive a tractor. Right there, you won't be able to. For instance, my equipment, I set it up so that I did not need a CDL, so that my wife could drive it, so that my sons, they're 24 and 22 years old, so that they could drive the equipment in an emergency if they don't have CDLs. So I set it up that way. I could team drive with a non-CDL holder. So I built maximum flexibility into my equipment. At the same time, that limits me, but having a CDL does open up many, many more opportunities for me on the load boards, and I absolutely study the load boards. In fact, you can see one of them right there.
Yeah, which load board should I love to bring stuff up on the screen. Who do you study? Central Dispatch?
No, this is truckstop.com.
Oh, I really like what you said, because honestly, and I've been saying this a lot lately, if we're gonna get to the future, we got to start paying attention to the freight load boards. And truckstop.com and DAT, that is what car hauling needs to get to fast. And whoever gets us there faster is going to come out on top. This whole Central Dispatch stuff, you've heard me talk. Listen, I do tutorials on how to use Central, but I certainly don't believe that, the Commodore 64 is better than the Atari, but those are both really old machines that, are not going to do what you need to do in this day and age.
Yeah. And you gotta, to me, it's the hardest thing in this business. It wasn't setting it up. It wasn't understanding the business. It's actually, to me, it's the ins and outs of understanding if the rates are changing and which way they're going. Because the rates do change. It's not just a matter of saying, you hear a lot of guys say, oh my God, I would never run for less than $2 a mile. Some guys whose costs are $1 or less a mile, they can run for $2 a mile or $1.50 a mile. It just depends on your situation. So when I hear that type of analysis of trucking, it just tells me that the person is kind of limited in their understanding of what's happening in the market, and you don't really have to know why. You just have to try to establish a good rate for yourself. You just have to understand what the market is doing, and then make an offer, because essentially my competitors are not brokers. I heard you talking a little bit about brokers.
That's right.
It's a wonderful topic. But my competitors are other truckers.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Well said.
So a lot of the, on that forum, Hotshot, what's the forum we're on that I met you on? Hotshot Trucking.
Hotshot Trucking Life on Facebook?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is awesome. There's a lot of good groups on Facebook.
Yeah, it seems like we're all a bunch of friends, but in the end, we're also competing against one another.
Well, we're killing each other, and in fact, this is industry wide. There's a lot of talk right now. The buzz right now on any trucking forum is that the rates are dropping again. If you can see your screen, Now, this is from DAT.com, which, again, DAT, whatever, however people say it, I'm still learning the lingo, but this is a freight load board, and this page that I've pulled up, these DAT trend lines, this is also something that the load board just does as part of its extensive digital display within its load board. Again, you won't find anything like this in car hauling or central dispatch, because in car hauling we're in the 90s, dude. We all still got mullets, and we're still listening to Nirvana when it comes to car hauling load boards. But when you look into freight, man, they are throwing down real information, and this is the stuff that we need to actually understand the market we're in. Not the compare button or crappy maps link. I'm talking actual information. And they break it down by different types, whether it's van, reefer. They break it down by, I mean, look at this, is insane. This is on the DAT load board. I just switched the screen on you, and you can't see it. But, I mean, they literally know the rates, the trends, the regions. And as you're saying, I mean, as car haulers, we have got to know and share this kind of information. And then get each other to stop. It's almost like we got people running outside the rehab location and going back to the street meth. Dude, break the street meth, stop going back to the cheap drugs on the street, and get back in the rehab unit. We all got to stick together, right? Stop doing that. Stop, and this is where everybody says stop taking cheap freight.
Yeah. Hey, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, so I'm in San Antonio. I'm based out of San Antonio. I was stationed in El Paso, and while I was still waiting to transition to retirement, I just studied these load boards, and that number of $1.81 is accurate. I had to find that out by trial and error. I had to sort of figure out, when I made an offer that was too high, and then how long that load took to disappear from the load board. I could start to figure out, oh my God, man, I'm missing out because other guys are taking lower rates.
Yes.
And I won't say what my cost is. I'll just say that I can make money off of that $1.81 per mile. And additionally, you have to know what type of hauler you are. So within my specialty, I would have to take less than this, because these are basically tractor trailer rates. Hotshot rates are lower in some locations. I'm fairly familiar with Midland, Abilene, Hobbs, some of those other oil well industries or oil areas in New Mexico and Texas.
Right, I know Hobbs. Actually, there's a lot more happening in Hobbs than you realize, right? Some of those cities, there's freight. I mean, there are loads out there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have to know where you are, what your niche is, and whether or not all those oil companies are actually using leasing companies. I got offered a couple of jobs, but I would have to suspend my own authority. That's not something I'm interested in. I want my own authority and to use it. Because I just want to be my own boss.
Well, and within being your own boss, growing your business, you must know at this point that you cannot make a living eating off the load boards 24/7. If you do, then you are, you're I don't want to say you're lucky, but it's not sustainable over time. You have to get a customer. You have to somehow get a customer. And you have to somehow get a customer that's not going to hire you because you're the cheapest one out there. That's tough.
Correct.
You got to get
That's correct.
You got to get the customer because you're the best one they know. Something like that. Or you're at least one of the best and your rates are good. There must be something about you Yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. That's actually one of the. I'd say this as this is a disadvantage. Here's a secret. This is a dispatcher secret that you don't want to know this. As a dispatcher, I don't want you to know this, but I don't protect any information. I just lay it down, and that is that as a driver, you're the best person to get that customer. As a dispatcher, I am probably not in the position, and there's always exceptions. I can name a couple dispatchers that are going to disagree with what I'm saying, but in general, as the driver and the business owner, you're the one to get the customer. And you want it that way, because no one stands between you and the customer.
No, I agree.
So,
Totally agree with you.
yeah. It's funny when we agree with each other. What do we do now? Well, I just agree with you. but
I can tell you have a very sophisticated understanding of, and I kind of went through your page before the interview, but you have a very sophisticated understanding that I can learn from. I mean, you're in a different niche. I'm in freight. Car hauling looks interesting. It looks very interesting to me. But you have to kind of pick. You have to pick your poison and go for it hard, not spread yourself around too much. But I can tell you really know what you're talking about just from looking at the topics that you're covering on your page. But I'm at the point where I'm trying to move out of novice. I'm still a novice. I'm brand new. My authority just started in May. But I view this as a chess match between many different competing factors: the market, brokers, my personal life, and my family. That's another reason why I'm not halfway across the country right now, is because I'm trying to balance out some family time. It's in this particular, my niche, like Hotshot, it's you have to spend time out on the road. You're gonna have to. So, with like tractors, it's not. There's in this area I could just run up the road to Dallas and run right back. The freight is so plentiful for that particular niche. For Hotshot, I have to search.
Right.
I have to search. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, please. Well, it's interesting, and I always say that it doesn't translate well on a phone interview on a show, but we get excited and we start thinking things and we start talking over each other, and that's okay. And that I'm very engaged in what you're saying. And that one of the things that I want to say is that car hauling and freight, man, we have a lot of similarities, which is one of the reasons why I get a little upset when either a car hauler or a freight hauler wants to stay separate. No, man. Left wing, right wing, part of same bird. I mean, we really have a lot in common. And it's just that it's different. The rates may be different, but the applications and principles are exactly the same. And with Hotshot, I was going to ask you. So I was going to ask you two things. One, are you running right now? I think I know the answer. But number two, do you dispatch yourself? Who finds your loads?
Yeah, I dispatch myself. And in the beginning, I highly recommend that an independent owner-operator, because there's different types of owner-operators, an independent owner-operator should dispatch himself or herself. Just because you need to understand how to find the loads and where you want to run. If my wife was dispatching me, we'd be mad at each other because we'd be fighting. I don't want to run to Mississippi, or I need to be back. I have a dental appointment in El Paso on the 31st, so I got to run to that area. So there's constant communication and understanding, you'd have to be on the same page. And so until you get that really, really down with Hotshot, with truckers, it's totally different. With tractors, it's totally different. Like I said, there's 100 loads that I can go anywhere I want in the States right now. With Hotshot, I have to search. I search
Right.
pages and pages of loads to figure out what's going to fit me.
Well, do you move cars also? Because as a hot shotter, I mean, you can do LTL and cars, right?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, in fact, I moved my car. I moved my van. Some months ago, I moved my van, but I moved my car, my motorcycle, from El Paso to San Antonio.
I think
so that was great practice. You know, nothing fell out on the road. And my buddy Gary Weber, who got a CDL with me, 8 weeks we went through school together in El Paso, but he helped me get things all secured, and nothing fell off the truck.
I'm going to say two things. One is that I think you should look at cars as an option. I think you should. Yeah. You really should. And when I say looking at cars, I don't mean just pulling up Central Dispatch and sifting through the garbage. I mean go to an auction. Find out what vehicle remarketing is, where that happens. Start to ask some of those questions. You do that, yeah. And I mean, you start getting on the inside of what's really happening. Why is X freight moving to location Y? You know, and that's one of the reasons we do talk about all this week after week, is that I think that everybody here is interested in getting closer to the center of what and why is this business all about. Because it's really interesting. When I first started as a dispatcher, I just thought you pick up a phone, you find loads on the list, you know, and you call and you book and blah, blah, blah. Man, that's like the last thing you want to do. What you really want to do is go find those customers. Because that's why that's why I end up getting hot-headed about, you know, too many middlemen, right? Too many chefs in the kitchen. Hey, I want to say this. So Ryan says, Devvon, are you based out of El Paso? You're near El Paso, kind of, right?
550 miles near.
In Texas, that's close. Where do we? Okay, so are you in New Mexico or Texas?
No, I'm in Texas. I'm based out of San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio. Okay.
Yeah, and I was stationed out in El Paso at Fort Bliss.
Do you know what a TWIC card is?
The toy what?
TWIC. TWIC. Ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Especially
it's some type of it's a clearance. It's some type of clearance
with
for
your
military base.
With your military background, that'll get you on the ports, so you can pick up and deliver at ports, which is a good niche.
Well, I have a retirement ID card, so.
Well, but you need a TWIC card. Dude, check it out. TWIC. Transportation Worker Identification Credential.
Roger.
Yeah, you'll be happy you did that. Those are the kinds of things that'll allow you to grow your business without being as frustrated. Just like, hey man, I mean, somebody should go down to the repo lot and see if they can figure out how to get cars out of there. Because I'm telling you, the average person can't get them. Get a winch, get a winch. That's why I say get your CDL. You want to add every tool you can to your Swiss Army knife so that after time you're turning work down.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got to get to the point where I'm turning work down. I mean, I've turned some down because I was still stationed out in El Paso, but mostly, I'm actually turning down jobs because I'm still doing some family stuff at the house.
Right. Well, but transition's hard.
Yeah, it is.
It is, especially with something so involved as trucking. We had a question there earlier. Can you do part-time trucking? And not very easily. I mean, I actually know somebody that does part-time trucking, but and I'll tell you what, if you're a part-time trucker, you are forced to eat off the load boards because you can't satisfy any customers direct.
Right.
Which isn't something you really want to do. So,
one song, I'm going to pursue some government contracts because I'll be active duty until my leave is finished, and I'm on leave right now, transition leave. I'll be off of leave on the 30th of November, and then I can pursue some government contracts. But until that time, I can't even talk to anybody.
Right, that's right. I've heard about this. Maybe you were telling me this. I've had several people tell me this. So tell me the guideline, in case anybody in the audience doesn't know this. So when you leave the military, and you've helped me finish that sentence because I didn't even start off correctly.
Yeah, so it's called double dipping. Below a certain rank, you can double dip. But at my rank, I can't.
Okay. So what can you not do? What can't you do? Meaning,
so, I mean,
what's the time period? Yeah, what's the rule?
Yeah, I mean, technically I'm still in, but
okay.
on the 1st of December, I'll be out, so then I can pursue some government contracts. I can't make contact with anybody.
So, but okay, so let me get this straight though, again, because you know it and I don't. Once you are not active military, you have to wait like 3 to 6 months to like go outside, or what's the rule?
For federal service, yeah, you would have to wait 6 months, I believe it is. For a contract, that's not the case. I think it's as soon as you're out.
Okay, but there's this waiting period. What's the reasoning there? Because you might.
Well, when you work for the government, I'm still an agent of the government, so I'm representing. If you're representing the military, it's considered a conflict of interest. So I couldn't pursue any contracts with that same entity because that would be a conflict of interest.
Don't like upper levels engage in conflict of interest all the time? Or is it just me?
I have no idea. I have no idea if that's actually happening, but I just know that I can't, I would never try something
well, no, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding. Hey, so, yeah. No, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, you got to do things honorably. And I know there are some, when it gets to the DD 214 officially out, yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that kind of situation. I mean, I do know that, even in private enterprise, if I've got an NDA or non-compete with somebody that believes for some reason it still needs to be enforced, then I can't do X, Y, or Z, even though really doesn't make any sense to me. But we all end up in positions where we've got somebody else believing that we can't move on with our lives and we have to go through whatever waiting period people think needs to be dictated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's unfortunate. But when we break out of that time period, look out.
No, you bet.
All right, cool. Listen, man, this has been fun. I really enjoyed having you on. I told you that we would run over on time. It was awesome talking to you, and I really appreciate your time this evening and spending it with us.
There's so many different topics that this could go into deeper. I'd love to be on again, and as things evolve, hopefully I'll still be in a business a year from now.
Right. Yeah, right. That's true. That's true.
But, being brand new to this, I think the evolution is pretty interesting.
Well, why don't you keep me posted? And when that next window of opportunity opens, let's seize the opportunity and make it happen.
No, you bet. I'd love to.
Awesome. Me too. That's great. Really great. Thank you for asking. That's cool, man. Yeah, no, this has been great, and I appreciate the kind words about the channel. I think that this is rapidly becoming one of the most important channels in trucking. There, I said
it. I agree with you.
It's awesome, and it's not just me. If it was just me sitting here, That wouldn't be true. But I see the live chat. I get the emails. I see the interaction in social media. It's incredible what's happening.
Well, it all starts with content, man, and your content is phenomenal.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Awesome. Well, I'm going to leave it there because there's nowhere to go but down from there. So thank you, Devvon. You have a good night, and we will keep in touch, okay?
You bet, Jay.
All right, man. Take care.
Right.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. There is nothing like doing this show and talking to people that are, you guys know what I'm saying. You are right now in the middle of where business meets life, and there's, bills to pay and loads to get and maintenance issues and outstanding invoices, and you got accounts receivable, accounts payable, and man, when am I going to take care of that scratch? And how am I going to get to Susie's recital? And there's so many things going on that I really like doing the live show, because this is where what I'm doing meets what you're doing. We're actually sharing a moment. It's pretty cool, man. It really is. By the way, in the background, I've got, I got a car and I got LTL on the same flatbed. And that is part of what we're talking about here. Hotshot, for anybody that doesn't know, is defined as quick pickup and delivery of LTL partial freight and or cars. And that the name of the game is speed of service. And actually that's why I lost. I had a guest I was going to have on. He couldn't make it today. And we're going to put him in. We're going to have Andy on next week. But for now, we're running a few minutes late, but we're going to talk to PJ. And if you're new to the show, I really appreciate you tuning in. I believe what I say, and that's why. Hey, what's up, PJ? Hey. Oh, you got Tracey with us? Does Tracey have me in the background?
You what?
I don't know. I heard something in the background, so I was calling attention to it. Hey, PJ, welcome to the show. Thanks for appearing on Auto Transport Intel. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be on here. And we're going to talk about this freight being cheap, huh?
Well, you tell me. Listen, just to say this, if anybody doesn't know who PJ is, and PJ, I've known about your company for probably years, okay? Before the show even existed. So, I didn't know if our paths would ever cross. I hoped they would. I think I first talked to you a year ago. You have a large company of dispatchers. Clearly, you got years of experience. If anybody can shed light on what's happening in the hotshot market and rates, I would think that would be you. So, how would you answer the question? What's happening with the market right now? Is it okay? Are we in a downturn? How do we finish that sentence?
We definitely in the slow time right now. It actually took a turn for the worse about almost 2 months ago. It's going to be 10 years this month that we've been in business, and it's been slow in the past. This is the early that it's actually hit. That's very early. This is Tracey. She lives in my Texas office.
Okay. Hey, Tracey.
Hello.
So, I heard you say, so you guys, this is the worst it's been for a while. Is that right?
Yeah, it started real early this year. We run about 160 trucks. I've got right at 40 dispatchers between both offices.
Wow, 160 trucks.
Yes, sir.
And how many dispatchers?
We have 44 dispatchers.
Wow.
And I just brought 5 more in. They'll train for about a month, and then they'll start dispatching. You know, if they work out, they need more training. We train them a little bit longer. But it started real early in the season, especially with the hurricanes screwing everything up and freight, start going down, snow's coming in. You gotta go to Florida to make money. These brokers know drivers will take stuff for cheap to stay in the South, and that's what screws up the whole market. Because they know guys will take something for $1.20 a mile. You can't operate at $1.20 a mile on every load you do. You won't go bankrupt.
Well, and that's the thing is that, okay, so I mean, it's interesting. I'm going to try and verbalize this right. Okay, so a broker will say, and I'm not trying to crack down on brokers. They're just delivering the news, okay? The broker says,
yeah.
And that's the thing, right? But anyways, we're going to stick with that, okay? We're going to just go with that. That the broker says, well, this is the market rate, and somebody's going to take it, and that's what the market pays right now. How do you combat that? Again, we're talking about coming out of Florida. You can make 3 times going into Florida what you make coming out.
And that's where cars come into play. You go down there, let's say we go down to Florida for, let's say, $2.75 a mile. There's no freight coming out, but there's cars coming out. You get 2 cars, you might make 80 cents a mile. But go to South Georgia to drop those cars off. Then you take off, and you start making money again.
I agree. Connection loads, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
You have that was out of El Paso, not San Antonio. Our guys that's out of New Mexico, Arizona, the West Texas area, we'll haul cars out and start putting them on freight.
And do me a favor. By the way, are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm not on speaker.
Okay. Be careful not to move, or your connection's going a little in and out. I just want you to be aware of it, okay?
All right.
But just keep going, okay? You were, and then you were talking. You finished the thought on Georgia, and you were saying, did you say New Mexico?
Yeah, we have guys based out of like Arizona, New Mexico, El Paso, the West Texas area. We come out with cars for them. Then after that, we roll them. Before freight came down, our trucks averaged 5, 6, 7, 8,000 a week. Now they're average 4 or 5,000 a week on a good week. Brokers know they're going to move those loads for cheap, but you can't just settle for less. You got to push. We have some connections that I've made. I drove trucks for 10 years, so I made connections back then that we still use. And those guys don't even send us a list if it's not paying at least $1.80 a mile. You got to be around $1.80 a mile to make money.
So, and $1.80 a mile, and this is important, because when I talk about cents per mile, I realize there are different regions, and when you talk $1.80 a mile, what type of loads are you talking about, and where? Are you talking about freight, or you're talking about freight, right?
Freight, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, freight. Because the Hotshot, the insurance was so outrageous. Like Louisiana, take for instance, it costs around $1,400 to $1,600 a month just for insurance on one truck. If you can't make money running that truck, $1.70, $1.80, you're not gonna make money, because some of these guys, they'll go out there because they hear people saying you'll make a killing running Hotshot. They will spend $78,000 on a new truck, another $20,000 on a trailer. You're right at $100,000.
So here's a question for you. We got some live chat questions. Here's a question: if it pays 80 cents going down and 40 cents going up, aren't you making 60 cents per round trip? Now I know that doesn't translate to your $1.80, but let's move it into your $1.80. Let's say you can make $2.20 going down and $1.20 coming back. Don't you average out where you need to be anyways? That's kind of the question.
It depends. Let's say if you come from California to Florida,
you come there for $1.80, but you come out of Florida for, let's say, $1 a mile. You're not going to average that great because, remember, you got hills, you got mountains. You're going to burn more fuel running that long distance. So in a short distance, let's say from Louisiana to Florida, yes, you can make money doing it that way. But to get $1.20 out of, let's say, Florida, anything from Orlando down south is going to be hard to get $1.20 a mile. And then we calculate our deadhead into the rate as well. So that driver knows when we call and says it pays $1.80, that's on all miles. If they got 50-mile deadhead, 100-mile deadhead, 150-mile deadhead, it's coming out to $1.80 a mile.
And I totally agree with you. As a dispatcher, this is good dispatch advice. As a dispatcher, you have to consider the deadhead miles when you really talk to the driver about cents per mile.
Yes, sir.
And I also believe when the rate is low coming out of an area, you make those connections to bring your rate back up. But in general, no matter what you do, you still know that, like if you're in snowbird season and you got the money leg coming back out, it feels more painful coming out than you expect.
Yeah, and that's what we tell our guys. Like, if we know it's a bad area, we're going to tell them, look, it's paying $250, $260 a mile going in, but coming out, we might have to deadhead 200-300 miles. But you might only get, let's say, $1.20 a mile once we get to that destination. And we'll break it down for them. And in all reality, the whole load might pay from going there and coming back out. They still might average $1.75. So if you're us $1.75, it only costs me $1.30 miles to operate. Let's do it. You know, they want to get that big run in, and then coming out, it's all profit.
We just had an explosion. I want to say this is that what's really interesting is sometimes I confuse my audience, and for what I mean to say is people I can see sometimes in the live chat. I'm throwing folks off because I'm talking about cars and then I'm talking about freight. But I'm telling you, I really believe in doing that because these industries are not that different. The more I learn about freight, the more I realize it's very similar. It's just a different truck. It's a different type of load. But the principles are all the same. The trucks are the same. The trailers are different. The loads are different. The brokers are the same. It's the same stuff. It's negotiations that seem unfair. It's broker packets. It's payments that don't show up. It's all the same.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
I know with our guys doing that whole floor. I tell them, look, a lot of times, you know, the sad part is they'll tell you, we'll send you a time check. Because no factoring company will factor cars. And I'll tell my guys, if they can't pay you on delivery, do not even attempt. Because a lot of times you won't even get paid. And that's another thing you should stress to your guys. Try to do COB. Don't let them just give you a time check. Because I would say 90%, 50% of the time you won't even get paid on those loads.
So I want to say this too, and I got another dispatch comment about how connections eat into ELD time. I want to say this because I've learned this, and I realize there's things we want to do when we want to do it. We all want McDonald's our own way. We want to get into the Taco Bell drive-thru and be out in 5 seconds. I realize that. So that's where time is money. Listen, if you want to get home fast, we're going to leave money on the table. If you're not going to make money, don't move. What do you think of that?
Exactly. And we stress that to our guys. A lot of our guys, they'll go out for a week, 2 weeks at a time, but we have some guys who want to go out 2 or 3 days and come right back, and we explain to them. Right now, the market's not where it should be. You might go somewhere. Let's say, for instance, they're coming out of, let's say, Southern North Carolina. They're going over to Houston, Texas. Normally, Texas is kicking. Right now, it's slow. So if they go to Houston, they might even have a load going back to North Carolina. Even paying, let's say, if you do get one, it might only be $1.05 a mile. That's the sad part. For a full load, let's say 32-foot, 15 15,000 pounds, and those brokers expect you to do it for that cheap. So we explain to our drivers, if we go down there and you want to come right back, you might have to take, what we could get, or you might have to just sit and wait. Sometimes we did hit from Houston down to Baton Rouge. Well, hell, that's 4.5 miles drive just to pick up a load to go back up to North Carolina. Coming out of Texas might have been $1.05, but out of Baton Rouge, it might be coming out, let's say, $1.70. Well, I'd rather deadhead to Baton Rouge, pick up $1.70 a mile to go right back up, back to the house. Because you got to pass right through, from Houston to Baton Rouge to get back to North Carolina, the quickest route.
So Tracey, what do you want to add? I haven't heard. I know you're there, and I want to hear from you a little bit.
I'm just listening to y'all talk.
Well, I know that, but you're in the conversation. Well, what do you want to share? Anything?
The bad thing about it right now is the freight are way down. So what freight is out there, and there's the freight down as well, not just the rates, but the freight. There's not a whole lot out there. And what is out there? I mean, these brokers, they're killing us. They're taking everything in these loads and keeping it for themselves.
So, okay, that's actually...
The drivers pay them for nothing.
Well, and so that's kind of the meat on the bone of the conversation is brokers will tell you they're not doing that, and drivers are certain that they are. How do we put this argument to bed?
You can't. It's always going to be that way. Brokers are always going to do it that way. They've always done it that way. I've worked on both sides of the fence. I've been in this industry since I was 17 years old, and I'm 47.
You're an old goat.
I'm an old hag. And it's always this way, and there's nothing we can do to change it. I mean, we can't change it. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Because the brokers have the cut. Well, you guys have been in business a long time. I know that. I mean, if you get big enough, don't you start to get some of your own customers, and then now you're kind of the broker? Does that not happen?
No, because it's pretty much, we can't really broker the freight because it's considered double brokering. Now, we do have some clients. They'll call us if we have a truck. Our clients pay the truck. So we're not getting paid, and we're not paying the truck, should I say. So we're not brokering the freight to them. We have some connections, but I mean, I used to have them about 3-4 years ago. Let's say the rate was $2.50 a mile, then they all of a sudden dropped it down to $1.50. I'm not going to do business with people that way. It's unfair. Why you want to screw my guy? Because you want to make more money. And this is a direct shipper. I'm not going to do stuff like that with shippers if they want to screw the trucks. I'd rather take it off a board and get paid more money. Might not be the same load, but it's going to be something close to it.
Well, I tell you what, I think and I think that's a pervasive problem. Sometimes when we find out who the actual shipper is behind the cheap rate product, it's kind of infuriating because we know they're making money. It'd be like if you were hauling for Victoria's Secret and they want to lowball you. Come on, you're Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, exactly. I had an oilfield company about 5 months ago. We were going to do this big contract. They wanted 120 trucks. We got into negotiations. Well, it started at $3.25 a mile, then it was down to $2 a mile. $2 a mile sounds great, but the thing is, they want you to go over there and not even let us look for loads to come back. They want us to head back. So now you're running for $1 a mile. That's unfair.
Wow.
It's not right. I was in a discussion with a guy for almost 2 months. I mean, steel was almost 6, and then they changed the rate on us because they found another company to do it for that rate. Now, that company just cut my company out because they want to do it a lot less. It's only going to last for so long. You can't operate on $1 a mile and all miles. I'm sorry, you just can't. You blow a steer tire, that's $500, you know, on a semi.
Is it possible that technology in the future will cut out some of these middlemen and somebody gets to keep more of the money?
I wish it was like that right now. You know,
like,
I wish it was regulated.
Have you heard about Convoy? You've heard about you've heard about Convoy.
Yeah. Well, we had this one guy picked up a military container. We normally don't do containers on a Hotshot because it's burn a lot of fuel. It was going from Virginia to Ohio. $1,200. Oh, that's great. Coming out of a bad area, going to a good area. The guy gets there to pick it up, and he's seen what the broker's getting paid. Broker's getting paid $6,000 to go, you know, from Virginia to Ohio. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, making 60-70% of the profit. And screwing the truck. You know what I mean?
I know, with a straight face, right? Like,
yep, every time.
Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh! Like, do you kick people on your way out of church too, or what? I mean, what is going on?
How can you live with yourself? You know, making that much money.
I don't know.
You didn't have to spend the fuel money. You don't have to pay for the repairs. It's kind of crappy in my book and in my eye. So when the driver seen that, he calls me and says, "What do I do?" I said, "Well, we're going to call that broker and we won't. You know, hey, I can broker make $500. Who cares?" So we called the broker and he got pissed off because my guy seen the paper. Well, you call your customer and you tell your customer he's an idiot for showing my driver the paper. We put off the load. You know, he got a bad review on Internet Truck Style. Well, the driver took a picture of the bill of lading, so we put on Internet Truck Stop to plead our case.
Yeah. Well,
Internet Truck Stop just took it off, you know, because the broker says, "Oh, well, I'm not going to pursue this." He was wrong.
Oh, man. I actually think one of the reasons I ever thought of doing a show was when I learned how much some brokers are keeping the customer and the shipper and the driver away from each other. Like, they're so bent on nobody talking that there's got to be something going on. There's got to be. I never heard of such a thing.
There's one broker, I'm not going to name no name. They approached me about 4 years ago to start a Hotshot division for them. I told him, I said, "I'll be honest with you, I don't have a part of your company. And it's going to pay me good." He says, "Why not?" I said, "Because the way I was raised and what I believe in, it's not what y'all do." I said, "Y'all steal from people, y'all double broker loads, y'all make a killing, and you screw the next guy over." And he was like, "Well, what makes you say that?" I said, "Because many times we did loads for y'all company, checking that company. We go checking at that company's name. Then another broker calls and says, 'Hey, who gave y'all that load?' So we tell them who gave us that load. Well, y'all need to fill our contract out because it's our customer and they're double brokering it. Now, this customer was paying us $2,000. They was getting that load for $3,000 from the other broker. So the broker
was 28 from the original broker after it was all said and done.
Yep. So we showed them the rate card from that one broker. Broker says, "Well, they're not getting any more loads." Well, we made a new connection. Now we're the first people they'll send their load list to before they put on the board. You know, so that means a lot to my company because I've got so many trucks and so many dispatchers that it helps our guys out. And they pay very well on their freight.
So, I want to ask you this. I'm going to shift gears a little bit, not too much. What advice would you give to a new hotshot driver about this business, how to get started, what to do? You must talk to people that are asking questions. Every
day I talk to people.
I'll bet you do. So what do you say?
My advice is they ask me, can you have somebody that can lease on to? Yes. We have about 10 guys that we dispatch that will lease you on.
I like that.
I said, but I would get my own authority. Why? What's the difference? I said, well, the only difference is it's your company. Because you still have to pay for your plates, your IFTA, you still have to pay insurance, you have to pay for everything. Whether you have your own authority or you lease it on to someone. Pay that $500 extra to get your own authority. You'll make more money. You know, we charge a percentage, and I hook them up with a factoring company so they get paid within 24 to 48 hours. Well, they still saving 8 to 10% of having their own authority. So if they get $6,000 that week, they save $600 extra in their pocket.
So that's really good advice. Get your own authority and lease on if you're new. That way you can make money and learn. Is that right?
Well, I wouldn't lease on. I would take the bull by the horns and roll with it. Because of the fact that you're going to save more money. If you're using a dispatch service, an honest dispatch service that won't lie to you and won't steal from you, still make money.
Yeah.
Like we have you guys, they'll call me every day, asking me questions. Hey man, what should I do for this situation? What should I do that? I answer their questions. That's on days on 7 days a week. I have companies that, you know, we have after-hour dispatch as well. But I mean, I get guys calling me every day that runs with us. What to do? What should I do? Their grannies, they don't know, but I drove for 10 years, been doing this for 10. So I help them along the way. You know, I've got guys that's been with us for 7, 8 years now. You know, whether it's slow time, busy time, they're in it for the long haul.
Right. Well, and I you know, what's cool is, as we just talked about, I'm going to start referring, when I get new hotshot owners that don't know where to go and are looking for dispatch, I'm going to refer you. I've got yeah, I know what to do. I know more and more what to do with the new car haulers, although I still need. It's interesting. You know, I talk to some guys that are positive they don't need dispatchers, but since I've been doing this show, I've gotten more folks looking for dispatchers than I know what to do with. It's amazing.
And you know, we dispatch full-time, we dispatch part-time. I tell guys all the time, if you want to make money, get your own customers. The bad thing about your customer won't have your load back. They'll tell you, well, I only need you 2 times a month, or 3 times a month, or 4 times a month. They do their customer freight, but they use us to keep them loaded in between.
And you know what? And I think, and I'm sure you're the same way, is that as an honest dispatcher, I tell drivers, if you get your own customers, man, you book it, you keep the money, let me know what spots are empty when, and I go to work on the load boards.
That's the same way I run my business. We don't have any contracts. We have a couple of dispatch companies that I know of. I'm completely different. I don't have contracts. I don't care. You need a 40-foot. You need to scale 20,000 pounds. Hell, we dispatch guys with 30-foot trailers, 10,000 pounds.
Right.
We won't tell people no, but we'll be honest with them. We had a guy call today. I heard him call today. He's a 24-foot. And he's like, man, I'm ready to go and this and that. I'm like, what area do you run? I want to run Texas on that. I'm sorry, sir, but we can't help you. Why not? I started explaining to him. He's like, man, you know what? I'm glad you're honest with me because somebody told me to get this same setup and run just Texas on and make a killing.
Right.
And you won't.
Well, there is somebody at every truck stop talking about how rich we're all going to get.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's amazing.
You know, but guys are buying. Guys are just getting in the business. You know, like if you have money to put down on the vehicle, put it down. Because if you don't have a truck and trailer note, let's say $1,000 a month, plus your insurance is another, let's say $1,000 or $1,400 a month, it's going to be hard to make money right now. If you want to buy these, make sure you put enough money down to where your notes really low.
Yeah.
Same as semis. We dispatch semis, origin and stretch, double drops, step decks, flatbeds, vans, reefers. And I tell all the same guys the same thing. Getting you in the business, don't go in. You know, having a $1,200 a month note, it's going to be hard to make money on a slow time.
Hey, do you have like a, I don't know, do you have a blog or anything? Do you have any, is there anywhere that you share information other than, obviously you have conversations, but do you share information online anywhere?
No, I'll be honest with you, I don't really have time.
I get that. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and, you know, being the owner of a company with two different offices, and we're about to open an office in Alabama, so we're going to have 3 offices running.
Maybe
staff that one at least 20 or 30 people in there.
Maybe there's a way. I don't know the answer yet, but I imagine with the information that you could share from time to time, maybe there's an overlap there. Maybe there's somehow we can help each other out somewhere down the road.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a lot of people, you know, they'll say, well, I'm not getting paid, so I can't tell you anything. I'm not like that. Because, you know what?
Right. We
just got a guy that came on today. I talked to this guy about 1.5 years ago. He says, I'm going to do it on my own, but I sure appreciate your help. Not a problem. I said, if that's me, we're going to be here. He called, and he's ready to run. He's got 6 trucks now, and now he's stressing because his wife is stressed out because she doesn't want to dispatch no more because it's getting tight.
Oh.
The freight's cheap. Rates are down.
It is super stressful.
Like, yeah, we'll take your 6 trucks home. Let's go. Let's make money.
I'll tell you what you could do is, when you have somebody you've talked to, if they're interested in talking more, maybe I can interview them on your behalf and we can share the content. Maybe there's something we could do with that.
That sounds like a plan.
Because the time it takes to spend writing and then you hope somebody reads it, that's why I do video. So maybe there's a way we can make video work to our advantage and still share this information.
That don't sound like a bad idea. You know, there's plenty of money out there for everybody.
Yeah.
You have a lot of guys that scream, they tell people, man, don't get into Hotshot, you'll lose your pants. Well, you don't lose it if you don't do it right the first time.
Right. And
you know, we got guys that started with me with 1 truck, and, you know, I have one guy that's got 15 trucks with us now. 15 trucks within 2.5 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
kind of
that exactly.
Well, kind of get your money some way, somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Now there's a business owner I would like to talk to. Man, he must have some awesome information to share.
Yeah, it's
anyways, something to think about.
It makes me feel good whenever I can grow somebody's company for them, because they grow, we grow.
Absolutely.
That's why it's always good to help someone out, because you never know, the favor will come back one day.
Amen. And I know for a fact that many of the folks that are still right here with us have the exact same feeling about business. And there's going to be somebody that watches this video and thinks, man, it's good to hear like-minded folks out there too.
It's never good to be negative.
No.
You know, sometimes, you know, dispatchers, they get negative because the freight's down and all this, and their drivers are upset. And I'm telling them, you got to be negative, go home.
Well, and that's what...
There's not time to be negative. You got to be positive.
Well...
7, whether freight's there or not.
This is why I bring brokers into the show, so that I can help... I can understand, and we can all understand the full ecosystem. Because I tell you what, the more I talk to brokers, the more I realize we got to educate shippers.
Yes, sir.
And unfortunately, yeah, the problem starts in the beginning much of the time. So, let's see. Oh, we got a live chat. Hey, as a manager at a car dealer, I know a lot of people at the auction. That's pretty cool. We should talk, Aldo. I'd like to talk to you more, because I tell you what, I want to talk to more people about dealer buyers and auctions, because I got a theory about how the importance of the auction and what's really happening at the auction. It's very, very important to the ecosystem. So, yeah, and then Car Shipio Stan says we should all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. So there you go.
Yeah.
Who knows the words to Kumbaya anyways? Are there any words to Kumbaya? I got a bongo around here somewhere. Somebody grab a harmonica. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Yes, sir.
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you spending the time with me tonight. I'm really glad we got a chance to do this, and I'm hoping this is the beginning of a communication for us.
Well, you called, about a year ago when we were doing it. I really didn't have time, You called me the other day, it was like, you know what, I'm going to make time. It could possibly benefit someone that's watching your live feeds.
I appreciate that. And you know what's cool is there are now people watching. I've gotten some phone calls and emails. I don't even know who's watching anymore. I mean, really, one of these days, one of the bigger guys that I've been talking about has either already watched the show, is going to watch the show. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things happening. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming on because I think we're starting to reach people that we didn't know we were reaching.
No, it's my pleasure. Anytime you want to do it again, just give me a call. Let me know. We'll make time.
Okay, that's awesome. And if you talk to somebody, listen, I say this: if you talk to a car hauler, you're not sure how to talk to them, you know that you can send them my way. And when I get hotshot questions that I think are perfect for you to answer, or maybe a new customer lead, I'm going to send them your way. Let's do that for each other.
I appreciate that, definitely.
Okay. Well, cool, man.
I'm going to give Tracey your info as well because, like I said, she runs my Texas office. So if she gets somebody out there that needs car hauling or has any questions, she can send you their info, and then you can just call them if you have time.
Absolutely, Tracey. Contact me anytime.
I sure will.
Awesome. Well, then I'm going to thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, which probably includes sleep. And, right? And then you can hit it again tomorrow. And thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all.
All right, you guys take care. Thank you, Tracey.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, PJ.
All right, yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night. All right, man. This is great. And now, and you know what's really cool? Now we have the words to Kumbaya. I have never known the words Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. Oh, Lord, Kumbaya. Okay. I was hoping for more, but you know what? You get what you ask for. You deserve it. All right, well, listen, let's see if we can run another. All right, I'm going to try this again here. We're going to go to ads only. Awesome. So again, what that now, and now the audio is still here because I didn't turn down the audio. Basically, as I move into an advertising sponsorship model, I'm going to start running interstitials in between the interviews and whatnot. And so that's kind of what I'm gearing up for. So let's go into our next interview. We're going to talk to Grant. I told you this would be a long show. This is crazy. I'm already 20 minutes late on my schedule.
Hello.
Hey, Grant. Welcome to Auto Transport Intel.
How's it going?
Hey, good, man. So you're officially here. It's really happening.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So we're talking about. I mean, so you're able to watch the show, I think. So did you see the previous 2 interviews?
Oh yeah, I see it.
All right, cool. So pretty cool. So we're now. I mean, we're in the meat of the show. We're talking about hotshot information. Grant, why don't you tell us more about what's going on with you and some of your current challenges and thoughts?
Well, right now, my current situation is, looking for a right dispatcher, and it's very difficult.
Right, and what kind of rig what's your setup?
My setup is a Dodge Ram 3500 with a feather light, 49-footer feather light. Car haul, it's a flatbed.
Okay. Right, so you're basically 3 cars on a flatbed, and you've got your dually.
Right.
You're right.
I could also put some freight on it, too.
Right. Exactly. And which is interesting because as we were talking to PJ, if you've got a situation where the backhaul isn't the greatest, you mix it up with freight or cars, right? And you could do that too.
Definitely, exactly. Like I put whatever I can on my trailer, whatever will make me get paid,
Exactly.
That's me going dead whole.
And what area are you in again?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Right, you're in Pennsylvania. So you could be running up and down 95, or you can run west towards
80.
Right, 80.
78.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Let's go ahead and go to the map here. Where and now so far, where have you liked going? Have you found any routes that you liked?
Particularly right now, as how the rates are looking, I just go wherever the money is.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care where we go. Yeah, I know. Well, that's good. So you don't have any time constraints as far as you need to be home every night or every 2 days, right? You don't have that?
Right, no, not at all.
So that's helpful.
And this business too is, sometimes you might be out away from home for a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on what situation you're dealing with,
So you've got... By the way, Mike, I don't know, can you see the live chat? Do you still have the show open but the audio turned down?
Yeah, I see it. Okay,
so Mike is saying you should try giving him a shot. You can contact him.
Okay.
And I'm going to put his email address up here. I already put it up, but why not?
I don't have CDL. I'm a non-CDL driver.
Right. Right. So that's
I know my limit.
Right. So, right, and exactly. Mike says if you've got a CDL. So, all right, so you don't have a CDL. Hey, and we talked to Devvon earlier. Let me ask you this, Grant. Do you have any plans in the future to get your CDL? What are your thoughts on that?
I've thought about getting my CDL, and then I just debated on that because it's just a little more headaches too with CDL and stuff. I know you could load more with your CDL, but you don't need a CDL. As long as you know your capacity of getting loaded up and you don't go above your load, you're fine.
Okay.
You gotta know that.
All right. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is that this is interesting. It's getting back to the dispatcher conversation. Because it is an interesting dynamic, and I told you that I've been through a lot more drivers than I probably want to admit to. I've been fired by multiple drivers, and I've had people get frustrated with me, but in vice versa. I've wanted to fire drivers. I've gotten frustrated with them, and so what I would like to say is that it's like dating. It has to be a good fit, and even if it is a good fit for a period of time, it can go south. It can be if you're busy with too many drivers or whatever. So
Right.
it is it's very interesting. Oh yeah, I got a couple. Jay sent you an email. Hit me up. Okay, Aldo, that'd be great. Thank you for.
My email is down there.
Okay.
Where's my email?
I'm not leaving. I just got here. Evil Sports says he's leaving. I'm kidding, Evil Sports. Hey, Grant, I'm a freight... Oh, here we go. Hey, Grant, I'm a freight dispatcher. Hit me up. I run freight out of PA.
Okay. Sweet.
Keenan Moore says this. Keymore6@gmail.com.
But, yeah, talking about that, too, with the headaches and stuff, it's all communication, too, with a dispatcher and a driver. You know, you guys got to be on the same page with each other. Because without that, it's like, you know, haywire.
Well, and what I also tell drivers is that sometimes it's good to go back to square one, dispatch for yourself, get another fresh perspective on, dispatching. Oh my gosh, man. Dispatching is so frustrating.
It is, man. I dispatch myself now.
Oh.
I had one dispatcher, but I don't know what happened, I don't know. But I just dispatched myself, and I've been dispatching when I first got into the business, introduced into the business around 2014, I had to learn myself. And that's with, like, Central Dispatch. And I had a feel for it, and I liked it. But it gets very frustrating, though, when I have to drive and also deal with talking to brokers, and it gets frustrating.
Well, I liked it at first, too. Let me tell you, I thought it was pretty great when I first started dispatching. I thought it was like a video game, and I was pumped up, and I'm coming to work, and I'm searching for cars. But then when I started to realize all the games, and like thinking I had a dispatch, but it's still posted, and all this crap you learn the hard way. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Definitely. You got the sound services and stuff like that. And,
or when you know what, a new dispatcher does not know that when a driver gets to a Mannheim, it can take 2 hours. Just to find a freaking gate pass. Okay, that's crazy. But still, it's crazy. It is insane what drivers have to go through. Or these stupid locations that say, oh, yeah, we're only open 1 hour a week. What time are you going to be here? I don't know what time. Okay, well, you better hurry. What are you talking about, I better hurry? We're picking up a car.
Right. You want your car, I've delivered it to you, so...
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. So actually, mixing, since you have a Hotshot set up, mixing some freight with your cars would actually, I'm a big believer in expanding your business options, and I think you should do both.
Let's see. That's a definite too. You never, whatever money you can make, go ahead by any means. You're gonna make that money.
Even I'll tell you what, you could contact PJC and see what kind of setup they could do with you. I don't know, but since you're since dispatching, would you say that dispatching is one of the areas that's kind of holding you back on your growth right now? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I have somebody that I could train, but I'm just trying to get up and go and run. And I would like to find a dispatcher that's a go-getter, and it's very hard. It's very hard to find a dispatcher.
Let me ask you this: what kind of
dispatcher?
Now when you've had your best dispatch experience, like there must be moments where you were like, oh, I like this load. What does that look like? Is there? Is that a weird question? Yeah. What? So there must have been a load that a dispatcher at some point got for you that gave you faith in dispatching, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, or not? Are you yet to? Let me ask it this way: have you been able to book the kind of load that you think you're looking for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So it does exist. It's just that obviously you're not able to drive and dispatch.
Right.
Can
exactly.
you, well, the person you were talking about, do you think it's possible to train them to look for the kinds of loads that you were able to book for yourself?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not, right?
Yeah. Right.
How about this? All right, I'm about to, you know what? I like to do this actually because it puts me in balance with the universe. I'm going to say something nice about Central Dispatch. Is everybody ready?
Go for it.
Okay. So you're a member of Central Dispatch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know there's a classified ads section on Central Dispatch?
I did think, I think I've seen that. People sell stuff, and
Did you know you can find dispatchers in there?
I did not know that. I'm going to have to take a look.
So I'm going to show you how to look.
Mm-hmm.
Since I tell you what, I've got better tutorials.
I didn't know that.
I got better tutorials than they do. It's a fact. I now have more tutorials of how to use their site than they do. If I'm wrong about that, I look forward to somebody pointing it out. I'm just saying. I think I should be getting a royalty for all of the great tutorials I've created on how to use their site. And I'm about to give another one. Okay? I know it's pretty gratuitous, but you know, it's fun. We're having fun here, right? Okay. So what you do, go to classified. So do this, you know, under resources, so you're on Central Dispatch, right? You click on resources and you click on classifieds, okay? Okay. And now you're in the classified section. And yeah, you can look for trucks and snow cones or whatever else they have up there. All right, but here what you want to do is go to, it's not very clear on how to do this, but this is how you do it. Click all areas, okay? So, and you want to search all classifieds. Leave the price empty and type dispatch.
Okay.
And click search. You're welcome, Central Dispatch.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Now here you go. You got 10 results. Now these are not all dispatcher services, but you will find dispatchers in here. Let's see. I offer a special invitation, and you can click on each one of these. This sounds like a dispatch service. This is a dispatch service. This is a dispatch service. That sounds like it could be. Oh, here's another dispatcher.
One in Jersey.
Oh, there's Car Shipio, because he can also help you in terms of looking for loads. He has a marketplace. And there's being a driver, dispatching yourself can be challenging. Here's a guy. He's only $777. I think that's just to catch your eye. We offer affordable dispatch out of Atlanta. Is it too hard to look for loads? Oh, that one out of Theodosia, that should be Murphy's Auto Transport. I hope to get Murphy's on the show sometime. Sue, I think Sue or Sarah. Anyways, you're invited on the show. Please join me on Auto Transport Intel sometime. Come on the show. I think it's time that we we talk. We haven't talked before, but the day is coming. Charlotte, North Carolina, nationwide dispatch. So here you go, man. You could go hog wild.
Yeah, I see it. Wow, so yes, a lot.
Isn't that cool? That is the easiest way to find a dispatcher. Otherwise, if you just go to Google, if you type in like car hauling dispatch service,
yeah,
I think it'll be I think it'll be me. Oh well, you see my videos and stuff. And what happens here is a lot of these companies don't do any dispatching. It's just like if you're a car shipping customer and you type in cheap car shipping, you don't actually find carriers, right?
Right.
same problem here. If you type in car hauling dispatch, you're not actually getting dispatchers.
No. Finding car shippers.
Right. Like, I don't think they do dispatch. I think that's a factoring company, right?
Find car brokers.
Right. So really the best way...
Mix.
Right. Then you're on the mix dispatch service. So maybe someone will do that. Maybe someone will make the mix dispatch service. That'd be pretty cool. I think there should be a mix in basically every industry at this point. Mix yogurt, mix karate. So yeah, so do that, man. I think you'll like this. You'll find somebody, or if you go if you go through all. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
No, well, I was just saying, and if you go through all 10 of these, then you may need to look internally. Then it's time to go to church.
Right.
All right. All right, cool. So what were you gonna say?
Remember that dispatcher I was telling you, he gave me a text?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this about? I'm going to find out. The guy's a professional photographer. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. That was interesting.
I called him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I called him. Yeah, I said, hey, I'm interested in your dispatch service. What's going on? He's like, oh, I'll call you later. I'll call you later. Not right now. Later on. I said, what? You're a dispatcher. I want your services. So, I don't know, man. These dispatchers, man. Some are about business, some are not about business.
Well, he's a headshot photographer. I mean,
right?
But I'll tell you what. A headshot photographer is only one electric bill away from dispatching.
True.
That is absolutely true. Nobody goes to college to be a dispatcher. I'm just saying.
Right.
Listen, I want to clarify what I said. I ended up being a dispatcher, and this is why I'm a good dispatcher, because I care about business. And trucking is lucky that there are people that are smart and end up as dispatchers, because trucking needs good dispatching.
Exactly. You gotta have those go-getter dispatchers keep you going.
And I'll tell you, and that's why I still dispatch. Even though it makes me freaking crazy, I still do it because it's important and it helps me stay connected to the industry. Mm-hmm. Was that over the top?
No, I understand.
Yeah, man.
That's true. It's all about business, you know.
Well, it is about business. Actually, this is a pretty important business. Because when you look at the size of the business and the amount of volume and money, it's actually pretty amazing, which is why this came to mind too, is that, like, I talked to a company, this is a brokering company, and they are moving brand new cars under the guise of used car hauling. Now, brand new vehicles require a whole nother level of inspection and transport care, and yet they're moving brand new trucks at the same rate as like a used smart car. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's why you got to know what is going on, and that's why we're doing this program, to get the information out, because as a new hotshot, car hauler, or freight hauler, this industry will spit you out if you don't know what's going on.
Right. True. You got to be on top of everything.
You got to know. You got to, like you talked about before, you got to know your equipment.
Exactly. You got to know what type of truck you got. You can't go out there with a 5.9 thinking you're going to be doing hotshot, hauling, car hauling. You know?
You have to know your equipment. You have to understand the rates. And you have to build a good team.
Exactly. True. Exactly.
Man.
Yeah. And you have to pay your truck. Your truck is going to keep you going, you know? And
I'll tell you what, and what Andy told me, and I look forward to having Andy on the show next week, he was, I mean, he started talking about maintenance, and I mean, when you start talking about maintenance, oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's
Definitely.
just vital.
He's actually my mentor,
Oh,
I've been tuning up with him over the phone, and he's just been...
He's awesome.
Ins and outs.
I am thrilled to have him on the show next week. I'm going to have him on the show. I mean, and there could be... We can't predict what happens. He was sorry he couldn't make it tonight, but yeah, I'm thrilled to have him on the show next week. He's full of information.
And I've seen a lot of businesses, too, go out of business because due to the fact of maintenance, they were like in depth of like $8,000 of their trucks, not taking care of their equipment. You got to take care of your truck,
Yeah.
Keep you moving. That's what keeps you moving,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But, I gotta, at this point, I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't depend on a dispatcher. I gotta keep myself moving, get me paid.
Well, I'll tell you what, your homework assignment is this. You are going to go to Central Dispatch. You are going to call these dispatchers, and you're going to let me know what happened.
Definitely.
Deal?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, I could use the feedback, and I don't know if I don't think I've even badmouthed a company since this show started. Because I try not to do that, but I do like to get feedback.
Right.
Like
I'll definitely take a look at them.
All right, cool, man. Cool.
That'd be go get a dispatcher.
Great, man.
That's on the same page as me. All about business.
And maybe whoever gets your business will come on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be cool.
Make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, and I tell you what, and I appreciate you trying to help me get more people to come on the show, bringing information. You know what's cool, Grant, is that we met over Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, I have not met many people over Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I see the pictures and stuff, but I have not really. I don't think I've made any actual contacts over Instagram yet. Not really.
Right.
Maybe one. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I think that's cool. It's another testament to what's happening in social media.
Right, true.
Social
media. Instagram is a little harder to brand yourself rather than like Facebook, because Facebook is big and, connections on Facebook.
And Facebook, did you know Facebook owns Instagram now?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know, right? Crazy. So, but...
Crazy.
And did you hear the founders of Instagram quit because of it?
Wow.
That tells you something, doesn't it? I know, man. Crazy. But having said that aside, I've also learned that there's some features to Instagram that can maybe help us. And I'm trying to learn more about that, like carousel posts, there's stories. There's a lot more to Instagram than I realized.
Yeah, promotions, right? Promotions and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'm a big provider. I did a show on that, and there's more shows to do about trucking social media and using social media to build your business. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but you can say that. This is where, I want to say easy peasy. Anybody can say, well, of course I need a website and social media, but how do you actually do it without making yourself crazy?
Exactly.
So, but, well, listen, man, I am going to let you... what's that?
No. I was just saying, too, and this business here is not for everybody,
That is true.
Keep yourself pasted and keep yourself busy. You got to have direct customers and keep yourself going. As
they say, you got to hustle, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You got to hustle without being a hustler.
Yeah, hustle. I'm an auto hustler.
I wonder if that was autohustler.com.
Exactly. Anything that I could put on my trailer, I'm making that money.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I know. That's why we're all here. We're here to make money.
Right.
And
connections.
Connect and build a community. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We got check this out. Reginald says he needs a dispatcher.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Same boat.
Same boat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Reginald in here before. Oh, he's in PA, and he's in PA too.
Oh, wow. What part of Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
Pretty big. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Pennsylvania is big.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny too because I'll tell you, I was told, 80 many years ago. No, I was told. Oh gosh, I think this was about 2 years ago. It was either 1 or 2 years ago, but I was told that by somebody that's supposed to know what they're talking about that dispatching is obsolete and there is no need for dispatching. And I thought, I realize you like robots, but you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're dead wrong.
They're talking about non-CDL drivers.
If it fits, it ships. Not sure it goes with non-CDL drivers, though.
Non-CDL drivers, you can haul whatever you want to haul as long as you stay under that 26,001 pound.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's where I know as a dispatcher, what I say is any constraint can be a killer. Because if I'm dying for loads and a truck is going to put us over and that's all there is, all I got is bad news. So that's kind of why I say that. But I know it's easy peasy. I'm sitting at a desk. I got my Kool-Aid and my microphone and my ELD skull. What problems could I possibly have?
Right.
So I know. Nothing is easy peasy. So, well, listen, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I'm going to let you go. We're going to move on, but I hope you'll stick around and listen to the next segment and keep interacting in the live chat and keep me posted. Let me know what happens with your homework assignment.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me.
Man, thanks for coming on. This was really fun.
Take care now.
All right, take care. All right, bye. By the way, I just want to mention that if you need an Auto Transport Intel repo hammer, that I do have at least one. And if you think about booking a repo load, you can whack yourself in the knuckles and you won't do it and you'll be much better off. Remember that run and drive I showed earlier? That was on Facebook, yeah. I showed a run and drive going down the road, sparks going everywhere. The thing was missing a wheel. And that's just a Copart. At least they have forklifts. And they're open more than 2 hours a week. You don't book repo. Get the hammer. I'm telling you. I know. There's repo guys out there that have my number. I get it. And that's why I pay all my bills. But I'll tell you, if somebody can figure out how to pick up cars at repo lots, oh man, you have a non-stop business. Have you seen the major load boards full of repo cars? And it's no joke. Go ahead and call. Find out. Ask. You see an INOP, or you see that zip code that you think is repo. You know what I'm talking about. Repo codes. You see that, and let me get Grant off screen here. That ain't fair to Grant. Grant had nothing to do with it. So listen, you see that, and you're positive it's a repo. You know why it's still sitting there? You can't get it. They want you to pick it up today, but the repo lot needs 24-hour notice. All right, man. I guess it's gonna sit there. Plus, it's not paying any better than any regular car. So, all right, me and repo, love affair. I'll tell you what. Okay, let's call Ty, and let's round out the business coaching. Okay. Hotshot help. Let's talk about it.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show, Ty.
Hey, what's up?
So, you are now live on Auto Transport Intel. Is this your first time here? That's what I thought.
First-time caller, long-time listener, Jay.
You know, man. It's funny. We've known each other a long time, and I guess the point of waiting to have you on the show was because we needed to finally have a reason to unveil the really, really good news.
Now's the best time, man. Do it.
Yeah, so last night we gave auto transport business coaching to a gentleman up in New York, and we gave him 2 hours. I think it was like 2.25 hours. And I'm almost positive we blew his mind.
I'd agree. I think we did. I think we did a good job. And I really like that guy too.
Me too. And you know what's cool is it wasn't just the information, but it was I'm going to say relationship that we built with him to really give him the knowledge that he specifically needs.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to, if I can figure out how to bottle what happened in that phone call, if I can put that in a bottle and cork it, yeah, this is going to go really far.
I agree. It was good. I am curious, though. I'm not able to watch the YouTube at this time. I've caught bits and pieces, but I really am dying to know what picture do you have of me on the screen?
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is, I believe this is image 5. You're in a blue T-shirt, and I got a close-up shot of it.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's a great picture. You know,
I just want to make sure everybody knows that I look like that.
Yeah, there you go. No, you look great. This one, you don't have glasses on, and yeah, it's a great shot, man. It's the kind of welcoming picture we would all, want to have on our LinkedIn page.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So,
I don't look fat, do I?
No, gosh,
Oh, good.
Dude, you are one fit dude.
All right.
Yeah, man. Well, because you
those cars that I've moved in my car hauling career. 19 years in November, Jay.
Wow, 19 years in November.
19 years of hauling cars in the Midwest. Wow.
That's like I'm not even sure how to encapsulate that. That's a lifetime, dude.
If we take your dispatching years and my car hauling years, what's that put us up to? Years of experience.
25 plus.
Huh?
25 plus.
Oh, dude. We got some life lessons, don't we?
We do. And what's really interesting is that together, I mean, we are we're almost literally opposite sides of the puzzle.
Oh yeah.
And
it works.
Well, it's fantastic because and our methodology. I mean, you can talk. I know I've heard it in your voice. You can talk for hours at a time about equipment, and there I'm on the computer just blasting off links and taking notes and Googling. It's amazing what we did last night.
Yeah, it was good.
And I look forward to doing a lot more of that. And that's what Car Transport Services is, CTS.
CTS, Car Transport Services, at your service.
We do auto transport business coaching, and I know that last week I talked about car hauler boot camp and Surge. I consider Surge an enclosed transport professor. I also call him the car whisperer. You can put him in any high-end car, and he is right at home. It's unbelievable. And
I have to check him out.
You need to. When he does transport of the day, you can put him in any car. He's fine. and he loads it into the double-decker enclosed. Man, just watching him, he's loading a car, holding a cell phone, loading this car. Like, I wouldn't even load it with two hands on the wheel. So,
well, that's good.
And we're painting the picture where, again, with Dawn, my very first Auto Transport Intel video, I mean, you got the four of us, and you have got the beginning of Car Hauler Boot Camp, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome. So, having said that, now I got to deliver on the promise. Here we are trying to offer Hotshot help. I'm going to hit you with the question of the day. I think that's a good way to kick this off. The question of the day is semi or dually? And I like the way I've heard you answer. What if somebody says to you, Ty, should I get a semi or a dually?
Well, I've always been a semi guy, even though I will admit semis scare me to death. But I'm a semi guy.
You're a semi guy.
I drive them. I've driven them, and I've owned them, and I drive them. But you got to have respect for them. That's for sure.
And you know, it's really helped me listening to you talk about semis, because I realized I think on the surface I've said a couple foolish things, like I talk about I'd rather dispatch for dualies and wedges. And I say that, I still believe that, because as a dispatcher, I'd rather book for a smaller trailer. But I think when it comes to equipment advice, I think you're right, that a semi is probably a better investment.
Right. And I mean, you know, the thing, Jay, you know this, last night, just, you know, talking to our friend in New York, it's not a definitive absolute. It's a kind of a preference. You like a Ford or a Chevy or a Dodge, you know? So you step up into semis, big trucks, I call them big rigs, big trucks, whatever you want to call it. Do you like a Freightliner, Volvo, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Western Star? I mean, you know, the list is long. Which is better? I've always said, hey, if it starts and goes, that's a good day. But, you know, and I'll let you tell the fans, the audience, I mean, you tell them what we did last night, and I mean, I think, golly, you know, you got people that want to. So here's a good question for you. Why do people buy 1 ton or, you know, 450 or whatever, or 550? I don't know what else is out there, but why do people buy those?
Okay, I tell you what, and that's where I wanted to have. What we're gonna do is next week. What's cool is, next week we're also gonna talk to Andy. And he talks about dualies, and he talks about how, because he's a hotshot, and he's saying that really, you know, you got to go above the 3,500, the 350, because of the torque and the power. And he also says, yeah, okay, so Ryan says, Ram, Chevy, Ford, what's y'all's preference? Ryan, perfect time to ask that question, because Andy swears by Ram. And actually, I think Grant does too.
They swear by what?
Ram trucks.
Oh, okay. They're coming. Maybe they like coming.
Well, and when it comes to the engine, I'm not sure if Cummins is the pick. But I can't remember, because we spent more time talking about semi versus truck and which truck.
Well, if it is a Cummins, good news. They put Cummins in big trucks too.
Do they? Okay. There you go.
Just so you know, just for the record.
For the record.
The Cummins in a semi.
Right. Right. You're right. Okay, Mike has a Ram 1500 as his personal ride, but for work, he's talking Peterbilt. So, And I think that's the thing. You just said, take them through what we did last night. You know, it's interesting. You talked about just let's grab a semi. Let's go to Freightliner. We'll go to truckpaper.com. Let's go to Freightliner. And, you know, if you don't know what you're looking for, this is a daunting list of models. Like, wow, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you took us into Columbia 120. And here we're just looking at, you know, you got different years of used semis. Also, when you go to truckpaper.com and you go into some of these categories where they have many options, you want to scroll down so you can see some prices that make sense rather than this, you know, bid $100 stuff. And
yeah, I haven't figured out what that $100 deal is. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. It did throw me off. So, but as we scroll down, we can get to some of those prices. And I mean, and you knew the price range before we even clicked on it. But yeah, in essence, what's strange is when you look at the price of a used semi versus the price of a rather new dually, there's a lot of similarity there. But when you get into... Right?
What'd you say? There's what?
There's a lot of similarity between used semi or close to new dually.
Right.
But when you get into the maintenance, it's not even close, especially when you consider what you're going to be pulling. Because, right, you get into a dually with a 6-car, and you're going to be putting so much maintenance on that thing, you wish you got a semi.
Well, even a dually with a 3-car, I mean, you got to look at, there's, you know, in this for the audience, I started in 1999 in November with it was actually a 2000 F350 extra cab with, I think it was a 6-speed manual. Okay? So what's the life expectancy of one of those? Even if you're a good, what you might call a good driver, right? You don't hot rod it, you do the gears, you watch your RPMs, you change the oil, and you do all the good stuff you're supposed to do to your truck to take care of it. What's the life expectancy of one of those, right? I don't know. It could go forever if you do it right, or it could go for 10 months. So I went 10 months and I blew out the clutch, blew out, you know, throw out bearings, all kinds. So, little bitty stuff that doesn't cost as much as a clutch in a big truck, of course. I mean, different for sure. But the life expectancy of that truck isn't quite the same as a semi. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah, and I know even as a dispatcher, talking to drivers, I can verify that I know that the trucks are requiring more maintenance just regularly than the semis.
Yeah.
They just are.
So, I mean, so it goes back to, okay, so what, and I know you're going to talk about, I don't want to ruin the next week's show, but I'm asking, it's a rhetorical question. Why are people buying trucks versus a semi? So, I mean, here's one. Did you know you can get into a brand new truck a lot easier than you can a semi, a used semi? You know why? It's the car market. I mean, they'll finance that thing with basically $0 down, depending upon your credit, and give you a monthly payment, and now you're ready to go to work. I just need a trailer. Go try to finance a semi, a used semi, with your local bank and watch what they do. They get their feet start getting a little twitchy and their eyes start blinking and they start looking to the left and the right and they come up with all kinds of reasons. All they've ever seen is trucking companies go tank out. So trying to get money, borrow money for used or a new semi is a little tricky than walking into your local Ford or Dodge dealer and saying, I want a brand new Dodge truck. And here's the other crazy part. talked a little bit about this last night. It's almost, if you look at it real close, it's How's that? Well, if this doesn't work out, at least I can drive this truck to work every day, and if I have to go get another job, JOB, right?
Right.
So it's a safe. You're not really all in. You're kind of half in, just in case it doesn't really work out. So you're not really sold out. Is this really what you want to do, or not?
Well, what isn't there other things you could do? Let's say you did get the semi. There's other lines of trucking you could get into, right? Although, I mean, it's still trucking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a semi can pull all kinds of things. They're pretty amazing. Here's the thing, man. I'm not down on trucks. I mean, trucks have their place. Three-car wedges have their place. They're incredible, and you need them. It's part of the system. You're never going to get rid of them, and they're handy whenever you're a guy who's moving 900, 1,000 cars a week, and you've got these 2 or 3 that are left up here. Go get the 3 cars and have him get them. That's they've always been handy for me like that. I don't know about anybody else, but that goes back to the show tonight. I've listened to bits and pieces of it as much as I could, so we could have this phone call. And I'm thinking, man, let's everybody push the pause button for just a minute. Hold on. Does anybody know how to walk up to somebody and say, "Hi, my name's Ty. What's your name?" Or do we have to meet people through social media all the time? I'm not down on social media, but dude, we're gonna go get a truck. Why don't we talk to people first? See what's out there. See if we can strike up some deals.
And that's where, we really are getting into what's interesting. What I did was I pulled up, I kind of recreated a couple of the Google searches that we were doing last night, and we will go more in depth, but you're totally right as far as walk up to people. So the question is, where do you do this at? Do you do it at the mall? Do you do it at Jiffy Lube? Where do you go walk up to people and talk to them?
Oh, man. My 2 favorite places are where they are, okay? Where they are as in their store, their lot, their dealership. My second favorite place is Ding Ding, the auction. I love the auction. Everybody hates the auction. I love the auction. It's a great community to network. I mean, I don't know how much business cards cost, but if you don't have any money, you could probably make your own for under $10. It's all it needs to say is your name and your phone number. And I transport cars. Here's my name, my number, give me a call. Where do you go? What do you do? How many do you buy? How many do you sell? I mean, to me, it's real fundamental. It's relationship. I'm a fan of relationship. I love how many kids do you have? Know the names of the kids. What about the dog, the wife? How are things going at home? It's just stuff that to me seems pretty normal, but I'm starting to wonder, listening to you talk about brokers, listening to you talk about dispatchers, I'm starting to wonder, well, maybe we should just get an app to meet people. That's probably better.
Yeah,
hey,
right.
I got an app, and I know how to meet people now, guys. It's awesome.
Right, that way we don't have to talk.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk to you because I don't know how. I just want work. Give me work.
Maybe you can put that on...
the work you're giving me. I don't like the work you're giving me because I don't want to go out and get it myself. I'd rather sit around and complain about how you're giving me bad rates and you're taking all the business and you're doing all this stuff and making my life terrible. Who's stopping you?
Well, and that is, it's something I think we always keep coming back to, and that is, you've got to find a way to get your own customers.
Yeah, it's people.
Right, and those and those are human beings, right? Your customers, unfortunately, are human beings.
I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
People
are awesome. I mean, I understand brokers aren't
Well, that's why I'm smiling. It's a funny joke. In fact, that's a coffee mug. Your customers, unfortunately, are human beings, are other human beings, right? I mean, there's no app for human beings.
Yeah, sorry.
Technology is to improve your process, not to get your customers. I mean,
well, I was listening to one of the guys talking, and I thought, there really is. It's like I like to hit the pause button because I like to say, let's back up, back the bus up. Here's the beep beep. You got the backup bus thing on there?
No, but I'll I did. Well, I need one of them sound pads with sound effects.
Yeah, we need sound effects. Back the bus up. Let's hold on a minute. Back up. What about okay, why do you want to be in the car hauling business? Why do you want to be in the freight business? Number one answer. What's the number one answer why anybody wants to do this? Why?
Make money.
Be honest.
Make money.
Why?
Make money.
Make money, right. I saw this guy, he was driving this shiny Peterbilt, brand new, dripping in chrome. I love it. I want to be rich like that guy. That truck cost $350,000 for one truck. Right?
Wow.
If you're getting in this business for money, don't call. Don't call me. That's for dang sure. I don't want to talk to you. If you think you're going to get in this business solely for money, bad idea. Now, what I will say, if you want to get in this business because you like people and you love to serve people, now we can talk. Because this is a service business. Hello? I appreciate your business. When was the last time you heard that?
I appreciate your business.
I appreciate your business. Thank you very much. I appreciate your business.
I probably saw it on a Mint.
What?
It was probably on a Mint at a hotel. We appreciate your business. Here's a Mint.
Yeah. Yeah. Make it a part of your daily conversation. Thank you. I appreciate your business. Okay, you can't talk to people on the phone because all you know how to do is text. Well, text. Thank you. I appreciate your business. Watch what that produces inside you. It produces gratitude or thankfulness that, hey, I really am happy doing my job. Thank you. And if you can't start there, hey, I've got bad news for you. Money is not going to come your way. It won't. Change the priority, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's interesting you say that. I think that, because then when I'm dispatching and booking for cars, it begins to strip away my humanity.
Yeah, because everybody's killing everybody, right?
Right. It does. I feel like I'm running into a gladiator pit.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to kill somebody when they're already dead, right?
Oh, man. That's pretty much dispatching in a nutshell.
Right. So a real servant really is dead if you really think about it, because they don't have a life. All they are is a servant. So you can't kill them. And guess what? If you're going to be in the car hauling business, you are now a certified servant. Hello. Lick my boot.
Well, man, now listen. I mean, but we own our own business. We are business people. I think that what you're doing is what I like. What you're doing. It's kind of like when you're Rocky Balboa and you get in the ring, right? And Burgess Meredith is like, "All right, Rocky," and he's talking to him. You got to get his head straight, so that now he can start throwing the punches as he practiced in the gym.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not all, you're not just a straight up servant, but with that kind of perspective, you can really get to work the way you trained.
Well, exactly. But, okay, so if you're coming into the business, it's a service business. Is that true?
It is a service business. It is true, because I'll tell you, you know, and you know it is, because when you haul a residential car, they expect you to like bring the mail in, and when you work with a broker, they expect you to answer the phone every time they call. So I mean, you are at the beck and call of the people you are working around.
Right. So what I'm saying, where I'm going with this, I'm not saying lay down and get ran over and let everybody walk on you and take.
That's right. That's right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're okay with you, right? The better you are with you, the more okay you are with you, the more you'll be in tune with, I'll be a servant to the people I want to serve. And that's where it starts relationship. I mean, we haven't even got into, I want to just load a car. Well, you can't load a car because the app didn't work today and crashed. Sorry. Just kidding. But, yeah. Did I tell you that story about the guy that couldn't load the car because his app didn't work?
Yeah, tell that story. That's hilarious.
I'm at the auction transport. I'm standing there. I'm just kind of bet, you know how you are at transport auctions. You're walking around. You notice everything if you're paying even a little bit of attention. Well, this guy's got 9 cars lined up. They're still inside the auction, and you stand there, and a couple hours has gone by now, and finally I can't take it anymore. Like, hey, buddy, is there anything I can do to help you? Well, if you knew how to make this app work. What do you mean? Well, I can't get the app to work. So you don't have gate passes? No, I got gate passes. Is your truck broke down? No. Well, if you got gate passes, why don't you pull the cars out and park them by your truck? I'll help you do that. Would that help you? No, I can't do anything. My dispatch will not let me load these cars until I get the app work. So I put them in the app. Now, 19 years of hauling cars, I can assure you, I've done a lot of shady things, right? But I've never, ever not loaded a car because an app doesn't work. This guy was convinced he cannot load these cars. He can't. So, we haven't even got to loading cars. We're just talking about where's your heart, what's the desire of your heart, and are you afraid of people? Because if you're afraid of people, we might have to do some different coaching.
And you know, it's funny, and actually this is where it's the same thing in dispatch training. If you're afraid of the phone, you don't want to be a dispatcher.
No.
My
gosh.
gosh.
You don't like talking to people?
You
don't get
go do something. And I've had people say, oh, well, no, I'm not afraid of the phone. And I've seen them. No, you are. You're afraid of the phone.
You're afraid.
You're afraid of the phone.
You need deliverance.
And it's not because you're not answering the phone. You got to pick up the phone. You don't have, you can't even think, just pick up the dang phone and dial the stinking number. I don't know what you're going to say either, but you got to call.
Now, I'll send them an email or text them. That's a lot easier.
You're right. Well, can't we write them a letter?
Yeah. I'm going to put it in the mail. How much is a stamp anyway?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and fax them.
No, but I really feel like, and back to the show, which, by the way, speaking of show, I just want to tell you and everybody that's paying any attention, your show is whether you like this guy or you don't like this guy, you are the Rush Limbaugh of car hauling. And you've done a great job with your show.
Thank you.
Just incredible. And I'm glad to be your friend and glad to work close with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. I really appreciate that. And you've been saying, what's cool, man, you've been saying that. So I called you in December of 2017. I believe it was. Well, it could have been before. But we've been in touch for about a year when it comes to this show. And you've seen, you know, what's happening with the show. And, but from the beginning, you've been saying that. And you know what? I really appreciate that. And I know what you mean because, listen, I've been making programming for 25 years, which is kind of crazy. Still, I mean, you know, I've been making programming as long as you've been hauling cars. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So that is a dang long time. And so I already know, I know how to make a program. That part I know how to do. It just was finding the right niche at the right time, and then making it the show that I've learned I've taught myself to make. And when I look at other video and shows and stuff, man, there is no other show that's really doing what I'm doing.
No, not at all.
And I treasure that.
And you're doing a great job. Really are.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad to be your friend too, man.
Yeah, well, kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya.
You know, kumbaya means come close.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man. Dude.
Come close, Lord.
Come close.
Lord.
Wow. That's
Well,
killer.
I think if we're all going to be honest for 1 second, I think we could all use a little kumbaya, Lord. Come on, Lord. But anyway,
yes.
Back to the show. I was
Yeah.
thinking, there's, you know, Hotshot. I was like, okay, Hotshot. What do you think when you hear Hotshot? Really?
Well, you know, it's funny. I have to look back now and remember what I thought. Because now that I know what hotshotting is, and again, I like to say the definition. You know what I like to do, Ty? And this has kind of shaped who I am. Is once I learn something, I don't use information as a weapon. I like to share information.
Well, do this for me. Get your computer screen up there.
Yeah.
Go to your Google.
Yeah.
Type in Hotshot and then go to the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
And read it for all your fans. Watch this.
Hot.
It's really cool.
And by the way, did you know that there's hotshot is one word or two words depending on who you ask.
Well, I typed in my Google search. I typed in Hotshot, one word, in Urban Dictionary.
Right. Oh no. Oh man. Someone who's.
Where did the Urban Dictionary come from anyway? What happened to Wikipedia?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. A pickup or trailer used to transport goods.
What is it?
A pickup and trailer used to transport goods.
That's what it says under Urban Dictionary for Hotshot?
Well, I probably got actual. Well, mine says Urban Dictionary. A lethal dose of heroin.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a hotshot.
The one was, the very first one I saw was something along the lines of somebody who's pretty good at something and likes to do it a lot.
Yeah. That's a hotshot.
So,
Yeah.
the reason I was asking about Hotshot is, you know, we talked earlier, and yeah, I'll talk about Hotshot. You know what I think a hotshot is? A hotshot is somebody who's going to fizzle out pretty quick and blow apart. Because it becomes an ego, right? And everybody's like, man, you need to calm down, dude. I know you're good, but you better slow down. You're going to burn. You're going to blow apart. Easy. Hotshot. Nobody likes a hotshot. Because they usually got a big head, right?
You're thinking of hothead.
What?
You're thinking of hothead. Hothead trucking. I'm kidding.
Man.
Well, here,
You remember the hotshot in high school that you always thought, man, what a dick. Oh, excuse me.
oh my God.
Sorry, YouTube.
Sorry, YouTube. What? Well, you know, I do want to answer this. When I first heard of a hotshot, I remember I was booking for a hotshot car hauler, and I really didn't know what it meant. I just thought it meant like maybe I thought his trailer was all tricked out. Like maybe it it hopped around and had lights. That's what I thought a hotshot was. Like a tricked out wedge. I didn't know.
Those are called chicken lights.
Right. Chicken lights.
Yeah.
But
right.
It turns out that a true hotshot is actually more like a flatbed or step deck where you're carrying cars and freight, and you are doing it, last minute and quick. And it's not like you're not necessarily over the road. You're more of like a messenger in the city.
Right. So let me ask you this, Jay. When was the last time as a dispatcher you booked a car and the car was not a hot load?
Well, amen. I don't think I've ever booked a slow load, ever.
Right. So a hot shot is a derivative from a hot load. Is that fair?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. So it's all hot. It's all hot. We got to move it. Go, go, go.
Right.
So really, now let's take it a little deeper. What are we talking about? Hot shot? Oh, you get to make more money? Is that what it is?
No, gosh, no. This is capitalism in the This is post 9/11 capitalism. You're not going to get paid extra.
There you go. So
there, I said it.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, let's talk about hot shot. Let's just call it car hauling, okay?
Okay.
Let's call it a subcategory of car hauling.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a crossover.
Right. And it basically comes back to...
It's whatever, really. I mean, literally, it's whatever. It could be a playground equipment. It could be a smart car. It could be bricks, pipes, air conditioning duct.
Yeah.
Anything.
So in my mind, it becomes a hot shot when we start talking about, well, how much are you going to pay me to do this?
Well, and that's why you get into hot shot, because you're under the impression that this is like super hot, VIP, gotta have it, we'll pay you anything loads.
Right. Which sometimes is the case and sometimes is not the case.
Yeah, well, more and more, it's probably not the case. They expect everybody to be a hot shot.
Right. So, here's where I'm going with all this yapping, is I'm saying it still goes back to, in my opinion, relationship. Because if you're running around and you got hot shot load, you're thinking, man, I'm going to make a ton of money with this. It's almost like it's on fire before you even get in the truck. So it's like this urgency, right? And it's like, okay, pause. Let's back the bus up. Hold on, wait. No, I got to get going. I got to get a truck now. Do I get a Ford or Chevy? 1 ton? Half ton? What? I got stuff. It's hot. Go, go, go. And I've been there, man. I'm telling you. The years have kind of slowed me down, but as a whole, everything's hot. Let's go.
Yeah, no, everything. There is no, and that's what's frustrating. This gets back to the shipper. I mean, we live in a world now where if you can't have it here tonight, then I'm going to go with somebody else.
Yeah. So I guess where I'm going back to is back to the service, back to what you want to do, service business, all that stuff, relationship. I think, and we had a great talk last night with that guy. Is it okay to say his name?
We'll leave it out. We'll just call him the New York guy.
Okay.
But I know. Well, we made such a connection that we want to say his name, but we'll just say New York guy.
Yeah, New York guy. Love him to death. And you can hear, what? Just so everybody knows, I don't want to try to tell the story, but we're asking questions. That's coaching. We're asking questions.
Yes.
So what's important to you? Okay, I'll give you 3. What's your 3 most important? Talking to this guy, you can tell he's being methodical. His hair's not on fire. It's not the end of the world. He's really doing what I think is fantastic. Everybody should do. Let's sit down and talk to somebody that knows what's going on here before I go out and buy my 1 ton. And if I heard it right, I think that's what he was thinking about doing. And the more we talked and the more we looked at numbers, the more we found out, man, you can haul 6 cars instead of 3 for the same money as a brand new truck, and
Which is so interesting, because if you go into question of the day, semi versus dually, if you put that into the equation and spin the wheels and it goes down and it drops the mousetrap, you end up with semi.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's going to be haters out there, and they're going to semis, and I get it, man. I've had motors blow $30,000, $40,000 to do an end frame. Transmission. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen it happen, and I'm changing a starter on a semi on a C13 cat to transport parking lot. I've done it. This stuff happens, and the starter's $300, no core. I mean, to those guys out there that know what I'm talking about, you're like, what? You think a semi is cheaper than a truck? Yeah, but when are you going to replace the starter? How often does that happen? I don't know.
Well,
but
right.
I guess the exciting news is that you're doing a great job, man, and I love it. I love hauling cars. I love talking to people, and I love to help. Anything I can do, I'll help you.
Well, and we know that, and that's why. So what we'll do is we'll kind of ramp down here. So we're at the 3-hour mark. So I made it to the goal line. I got to the end zone. And basically, next week, we're going to bring you back. We're also going to bring Andy on the show. Next week is all transport business coaching.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome because we got such a great response from Car Hauler Boot Camp. And I know when I talk about, like, Hotshot Car Hauling 101 was a great performing show. So the verdict is in. Talking about coaching is working for a lot of people. And so we're gonna definitely next week we're gonna dedicate to business coaching, kind of some of the methodology. Because here's what I know, and you know it too. The information that we discuss, it's all on the internet. You can find it. It's all about, but it's the personal touch of working 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 2-on-2 that really drives home the information as you need it to be driven.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's an irreplaceable experience.
And it's thorough too. Matter of fact, when I was listening earlier tonight, I don't remember which guest it was, but one of the guys might have been PJC. He said something about lease on rather than get your own door.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't have all the answers, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I'll do everything I can to never steer you wrong, but it again goes back to your relationship. It goes back to conversation, picking each other's brains. What about this? What about that? I don't know. How about that? Well, we'll find somebody that does know. And we know people that know people, and those people know more people. And that's where, again, the platform that you've created on this program is bringing so many, just like, for example, what's that guy's name at school? The car dealer guy that was typing in out of nowhere?
I think it's Aldo. Aldo, call Ty. I need to talk to you. He's a car dealer on an auto transport intel. That is awesome. And you know exactly. And you know what's really cool? Listen, one of the things about me is that I examine all other media. Like, I have watched more Fox News for more years than, honestly, probably most people. Like, I used to watch, and I know the programming, man. I mean, back when, like, I can't remember her name. She was opposite of Bill O'Reilly, and you had Hannity and Combs. And I remember when Hannity and Combs, it stopped being Hannity and Combs. It just became Sean Hannity. And then, you had the No Spin Zone. I used to watch Bill O'Reilly's show, and I used to deconstruct how he did his segments. He'd He'd do the mailbag, which was really just him talking to himself. And then he would do the no spin zone, which again was him just talking to himself. But I break apart shows the way you think about the pieces in an engine. And,
oh, yeah.
I mean, and so it's like, yeah, now I guess, and to remember what I was talking about was that this show, I see more people exchanging real information here than any other trucking show that I've seen.
Yeah, and that's what it should be.
It's amazing. It's blowing my mind.
I welcome car dealers. I welcome lawn boys. I mean, you name it. If it has to do with the car, because you know what? It's all about the car.
It's all about...
It's all about the car.
It is, man. It's all about the car. And you know what's amazing as proof of that? I mean, I went to Price Chopper. Kimberly and I went to Price Chopper just to pick up some food. And they're having a mini car show in the parking lot at Price Chopper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how much people love cars.
People like cars. People need cars. It's all about the car.
I got the question, Jay, you still watching Fox? And I want to answer that because I'm so into media. I mean, I took a class in college about print media and Gannett and USA Today, and I mean, I absorb that stuff. Let me tell you, I do still watch Fox, but not near as much as I used to. What I really do now is I examine how primetime media and cable moves popular shows and pushes it out on YouTube. So like CNN, Fox, NBC, CBS, ABC, how they choose which shows they're going to push out to YouTube. I mean, you can find a lot of current television on YouTube, and you do, but there are certain shows that really get pushed. And the fact is, a lot of the late night shows get a lot of push on YouTube. Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all the major late night shows. But not all segment shows that you'll see on Fox, like Sean Hannity, is more directed into audio, radio, and podcast. You won't find him really pushed on YouTube video because they know that his audience doesn't necessarily respond to the video aspect. So one of the things I think about is, when you're going to do a video show, you want to make sure you're utilizing the video realm of media. There's actually a lot of trucking shows that could easily just be audio and podcast, and you don't even need the video part. And I don't want to have that kind of show. I want to utilize video in my show, and I make sure that I do every Tuesday night.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Thanks, man.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you so much. And I do. I love talking about media, so I'll tell you, like I got this question in here about why does Fox not have a late night show? And the answer is because they're not watching Auto Transport Intel yet.
That's exactly what the problem is. We're going to cut into Fox News.
I'm telling you, man. Exactly. It's funny. Well, you say these things and you're feeding the beast. If you wanted to find a media megalomaniac, you found him.
Yep. I believe it.
But
true, everybody.
But what's really interesting, and we'll leave on this. What's really interesting about my story is that I've been through the ringer personally, so I'm finally making the kind of show that I think I actually needed to make.
Absolutely.
And that's it. This is an inclusive show. This is not a drama show. We're here to share information and truly build a community.
Yeah, the networking is really fantastic. You know, just like Aldo, I mean, man, I just got goosebumps and my hair standing up on my head and my arms. I mean, that's something that you and I talked about a while back, and I'm like, man, if we can get car dealers on here, auction people on, we're talking about cars. These are all people that are a part of our conversation. Let's bring them in. Let's learn from them. You know, I was thinking, do you guys have any idea of what a car dealer goes through? I mean, a guy who goes to an auction and he buys one car or 50 cars. I mean, you go back to his shop and see what his problems are. I got news for you. He's got a lot of problems. And usually when he tells you he really needs his cars, there's probably a reason that we don't know anything about. And he just needs an honest answer, and he needs you to pull through and deliver on your honest answer. And anything changes in the middle, call him. But that guy right there just made my day, my week. Thank you, Aldo.
Yeah, me too. And I want to say this too, is that your future homework is to help me bring some of these dealers and auction buyers onto the show.
All right.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to have them on. So, all right, Ty, we are past time. This has been incredible. I knew it was going to be great. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I think this was a great unveiling and introduction for us. And we got a lot more to talk about next Tuesday night.
Here for. Thanks, man.
Okay, man. Take care. Wow. I'm telling you, man. I really do. I love what's happening here. And again, the live chat, I'm over here looking at the screen. The live chat is such a big part of this show. And actually, when I talk to advertisers and sponsor potential companies about this show, I think the live chat really does get their attention. Well, who's listening? Who's participating? What are they talking about? It's really, really cool. And so, I mean, you guys help make that happen. So I really appreciate your participation, and it just wouldn't be the same show without you. I really do mean that. So I just want to say that, if you do need auto transport business coaching, you can come to Auto Transport Intel. You can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do so. If you didn't make it into the live chat and you wanted to do that, you can leave a comment below this video. You can share this video on your social media with your friends. And in fact, in the description, I'm going to put the times of the interviews so you can jump to that segment. It actually got me a subscriber last week because I do that. We're talking about routes, rates, equipment, and strategy. Dispatcher training. I offer that. Let me know if that's something you need. Do you need a referral to a good dispatcher or an honest transport broker? I actually have that too. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. Thank you for participating in the live chat. It means a lot. And here, listen, I'm gonna see. I see Keenan, and Keenan, I also want to connect with you. Dispatch at it's contact@dispatchmonkey.com. If I'm correct, that I think is how you can get a hold of Moozy. Listen, guys, I love that people are connecting and sharing. It happens every single episode. And I believe this was episode 56. So please join me next week, next Tuesday night for episode 57. I'm going to start up the car hauler, and I will see you guys next Tuesday night. Thank you for sticking around. Thanks for your patience and participation. You guys have an excellent week. Peace out.